Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. Welcome, everyone, to the 16th Shine Your Light event. Yay!
Yay!
And look, I have Val is here, and Val always does such a fabulous job of at the top of the hour setting the intention and the prayer for what it is that we want to accomplish, not only in this short little event, but throughout the days, throughout the weeks, months. Just keep building on that that positivity, that that sense that this too shall pass. And what we are working towards is a world that is going to be much more to our liking, much more compassionate, much more loving.
Absolutely. I totally
agree.
Hello, I'm happy to be here.
I'm so glad to have you.
Yeah, I am so excited. You have done so many Shine Your Light events, and it's so meaningful and powerful. And I know all of you will agree. And thank Marina for holding this, because, that's really holding the space for everything coming forward. I mean,
yes,
you're doing this pretty much. You are doing it on your own. So, I mean, that's a lot to be said for that kind of stick-to-itiveness, and because it's not an easy thing. So I just want to say thank you. Myself, I want to thank you for holding this space for this, because
it's my pleasure.
It really is changing things every time you get together like this. The energy goes out into the ethers, goes out into all that is, and it changes things. It really does. Energy is real. It makes real changes. So
yes, exactly. What we concentrate on, what we put out there, is what we're getting back. And we are, it's not just a case of saying, oh, well, today I'm going to look at the bright side, the bright side of life. It sounds funny, but when you make a conscious decision to live in that space, to be positive, then
exactly.
Positivity can't help but come in, because like attracts like.
It does. It's a real thing, folks. And, as you know, in your life, you can see when you're positive and you're up and you're having a good year or a good day or a good week, more and more fantastic things happen for you, in front of you. It's your beautiful energy that is calling forward the next moment. So, it's a pretty amazing thing.
And things are a little easier to accept, or challenges don't feel quite so great when you're in a positive state of mind. Because you're open to being able to see excuse me, many possibilities, instead of on the negative side, where it's the world is falling apart. There's nothing I can do. That's it. It's over.
It is true. It is absolutely true. And that's a huge thing, to really keep the glass half full and know, even though things look this way in this moment, it has not yet revealed the golden nugget of what is coming. There's always a gift with everything. Exactly. There is always a reason and a gift for everything in your life, in your world. And we're going to see a much different world in the next 4 years or so. It's going to shift so much that we're going to go, wow. Did we really go through all that? And we'll have to think back. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it'll feel like going from horse and buggy days to computers. Like,
exactly. And I think it was this morning, my husband was just saying, they have found the cure for, I don't know if it's cure, but he thinks it is, for pancreatic cancer. Now, this is about CRISPR technology, gene engineering. And this is what they're doing. They're telling it, don't attack these. This is the thing to
Yeah.
eradicate inside of the body. And they're going to be able to do this for all the different kinds of cancers and things,
Yes.
all kinds of different applications within the human body. This is just hot off the press and brand new
Mhm.
technology. So it's in its infancy. Because can you imagine what is coming down the pike from this? A lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just quickly want to say hello to Valerie Bradshaw. Illumination Portal is here. Hello, darling. Nice to see you. Barbara Hartlove, Oxford Cat. Cheryl, 99. Hello. Maureen D'Amico, Innocent Potato. Catherine, Marby Gangora. Hello, Dibs BK. Joe Lenchmansky, if I said that right. Yeah, Jean Kavanaugh, Linda Bishop, Hope Suzanne, Butterflies Are Free, AKK, Linda Bishop, if I haven't said that already, and Aline Levin, Amanda Celeste, Bora Bora. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Elizabeth Bassett. So thank you for joining me, and thank you for being part of this collective, of this not only this event, but in all the other little events that you are part of, that maybe you don't consciously realize, but you're holding space for others. You're shining the light for others. So we're going to have some fabulous folks that are going to join us, and of course some of your favorites. We've got Nancy Jean is going to be joining us. Daphne from Relax with Daphne is going to be here. Trish James, and I haven't heard from Trish that she's not coming, but I also haven't heard that she is coming. So I think that she is, but we're going to find out together. Okay. And then, Diana Bowles, oil painter, and Valerie Bradshaw, Illumination Portal. And of course, Sherry of Liberal Tarot by Sherry is going to be joining us as well for a segment. And then we've got Elspeth Tremblay, the painting healer, who's going to be here she preferred the end time slot. So I'm so looking forward to having everyone gather and share how it is that they keep positive, right? Because when we share stories with each other about how we maintain that higher frequency, there's going to be something that's going to resonate with you, something somewhere you're going to go, oh, wait, hey, that makes sense. I can do that. I can give that a try, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that is so important right now, more than ever, is to really monitor what you're watching and what you're absorbing in, because that can really take a toll on your energy, and you may not even realize it.
Yes.
Whether it's news articles or anything like that, you might want to take a little break from some of it for a while and see if your energy feels different after,
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly. So the way, and I'm sure you guys have heard me say this 16 times, but just one more time, because somebody maybe hasn't heard it.
Somebody has to.
Yeah. But the Shine Your Light event, the concept of the event and the reason for the event was something that was it was gifted by Sherry Trancing with Spirit. This was something that her guides told her to do. And so she approached me and said, this is what I've been told to do. Would you be interested in doing this with me? And I said, absolutely, I'm on board. So we did the first couple shows, and the idea was that, yeah, we would leave negativity at the door. We're going to do something different. It's not a matter of gathering people together and doing readings or whatnot. Just collectively, with kind of one mind, focused intention on love, light, compassion, unity, and being the beacon for someone else, holding the space for them.
Right.
And it kind of took off. And then I think it was at about the 3-month mark that she said, I'm supposed to move on to other things, and I've been told that I'm supposed to gift this to you. And so it was like, okay, all right. Because Sherry and I discovered, we've had several lifetimes together, and have worked on some of the same planetary councils and so on. So I said, yeah, absolutely. So the event is once a month. So the 16 months, almost a year and a half of doing it. And I think, honestly, it feels like I can feel the difference.
Yes.
I can see the difference, the things that are happening, that we're, we become observers rather than absorbers, right? We're not taking it in and living with that fear or that uncertainty. We're just watching it and saying, isn't that interesting?
Exactly.
I wonder what's going to happen next.
Exactly. So we don't get caught up in the drama of something going on, which is temporary. We stay in our beautiful source energy, without any of that 3D drama affecting us, which is a huge bonus, because then you can move through life without having, not looking through a 3D filter of wounding or things that you shadow things, whatever that may be in our life. It really changes everything to be in an observation mode.
It does. It does. And it helps. Well, it certainly helps me to be able to look around and see what's happening and to detach myself from the outcome.
Yes.
To say, you know what, there's a reason that this is playing out the way it is. I may not know the reason. Maybe it's not meant for me to know what that reason is. My purpose is to hold space and have the faith that everything will turn out the way that it should.
Precisely. Exactly. Getting caught up in the idea of, I got to figure out why.
Yes.
It's not necessary. All you have to do is have the faith and the belief and knowing that there is always a reason why the soul of whomever, if it's not you, orchestrated the event, whatever that be, worldwide or in your own life, immediate life. It is going to be for a reason that is going to elevate your perspective. It's going to inform you, and you're going to learn different things from it in a good way. A good way. Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, Sarah. James Spear is here. Hibiscus Healing. Dawn Turner joined us. Charlie C. Sage of Fire. 3 Cats in Mexico. Just, oh my gosh. Thank you. And for those of you, if you are joining us from someone else's channel, welcome. We're glad to have you. We hope that you will, consider coming back. I think you're going to find that as we reach the different time zones, and as we do, or as we, listen to me, like I speak French, as Val delivers the prayer and the intention, you're going to feel the energy just uplift, right? So I hope that you will consider joining us and being part of that at once a month, and you'll vibrate from it for a few days.
For sure.
So yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And believe it or not, in the description of the video, I actually have everyone's channels.
Job well done, Marina.
Yes. I remembered to do that. So yeah, make sure that you check out everyone else's channels, subscribe to their channels. It doesn't cost anything. And these are light workers. These are people who have something to offer. And they when we gather with like-minded people, the energy can't but shift. It can't but get better, right?
It does. It absolutely does, and I love that. And I think it was Dawn Turner who was putting up that yesterday was Marina's 5-year channel anniversary on YouTube. Congratulations, Marina.
Thank you.
That is quite an accomplishment, because 5 years is like a million years.
Some days it feels like it, and other days
sometimes it's a month, and sometimes it's only a couple of weeks.
I know. Thank you, everyone. And it's funny because I was trying to free up some space on my computer, and for some reason I had a video of me from 4 years ago that popped up, and I was looking at it and I thought, A, who is that old woman that's on there? B, yes, I've lost some weight, thank you. And just the just being able to think back to those tentative few shows where it's like, oh, is anybody out there? Hi.
Yeah, exactly right. To the, a natural charm and enthusiasm you have for everything you do now as a really consummate show hostess who can talk on beautiful subjects and really give divine inspiration out there. You have certainly come leaps and bounds
thank
ahead.
You.
I think you're where you're meant to be for now, for sure.
It feels like it. Yeah, it does. It feels like it. It feels like I'm home. This is the tribe that I've been searching for all my life.
Exactly.
And would I be the same? Would I be the same person if this community had come into my life when I was younger? I don't know. I don't know that I would have had the appreciation.
Or you might not have even been drawn to it the same way that you are.
Yes.
It's not just that you're a part of it. You're a leader in the whole, some of us are out there as way showers, pointing the way for the rest of our tribe, the rest of our community. And, because we're just propelled to by our soul. We go, oh, really? You want me to get out there and do YouTube? What? but you get out there, and so that is on another level. And you do classes too. So you're a teacher on many levels. So this is definitely soul calling.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. It feels comfortable.
Yeah.
It feels it's when they say when you do something you love, you never work a day in your life.
Exactly.
I don't feel like this is work. I feel this is like play.
And usually when you're done with something like that for the day, you're not all drained and feeling like wiped out. You're like energized, you're feeling good, everything's, and you go, wow, I feel good.
Exactly.
you're in that sweet spot of what you're meant to be doing, and it doesn't drain you at all.
Exactly.
So that's another way, for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
yeah.
Totally. So I noticed someone had asked where Daphne was. Daphne is actually going to be joining us at probably in about half an hour.
Mhm.
Yeah, Nancy Jean is going to be joining us in less than 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And she's actually backstage. She's just waiting.
Yeah.
She's waving at you folks. So
She's
wave back.
waving.
And yeah, it'll be so much fun to hear from Nancy Jean. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the show. I'm looking forward to the people. I'm looking forward to the energy. And so I'm ready. I have my coffee. I have my soft drink.
Oh,
I have my apple juice. I'm ready for all contingencies.
you've got it, all the contingencies, you're all lined up
Yes,
for the 4-hour marathon of.
yeah, 4-hour marathon. And by the time that I'm done, yeah, I'll be finished. And yeah, it's going to be like, ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I vibrate. I feel so good. It's like that's when I feel like I should tackle that one project that I've been putting
Yeah.
off.
Yes.
And then, but mind you, I always talk myself out of it, because it's like, yeah, I really should dust the
Wait,
cabinet.
there is sleep, there is rest.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I can't do housework at 9:30 at night. That's
Oh, come
ridiculous.
on. No, come on. That hurts my
Yes.
brain.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
So very, very, very good at that, right? Yeah, I can talk myself out of anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or into anything. It all depends.
Yep, it all depends.
So the other thing that I should mention to you guys is we're going to ask each and every one of you to participate in this event, physically participate in this event. And how do you do that? Well, when we get to the top of the hour, another 5 minutes on Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to ask you, after the intention and the prayer, to turn on your porch lights, put a lamp in the window, have one of those, little battery operated candles or whatnot. Put it in the window and leave it out.
Yes.
Leave it out so that you're physically doing something to participate in this.
Yes.
And then we're going to repeat the process when we get to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then Mountain Standard Time and Pacific, so that the vision that I always have in my head is, if I was on the space station and I'm looking down and I see North America in front of me, and it's like bang, 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 little flashes of light that, move throughout the country. That vision always makes me very happy.
Absolutely.
Because every time that I envision it, it's brighter, it's bigger, and there's more people that are there.
I love that. So, I think that's very powerful.
Yes.
Very powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very, very much looking forward to this. And Val, oops, I need to grab my Kleenex.
Okay.
Shall we start?
Shall we? Okay. So this is a Shine Your Light activation prayer of intention spoken from the I Am. So it says, I am speaking it for all of you. And so I want you to all take a nice, deep, cleansing breath in through your nose, light filling your heart. And exhale slowly through your mouth, and imagine your beautiful light going out into the room, out into the world, and out into the multiverse. Beloved divine source, infinite presence that lives within me, as me, and through me. On this sacred day, I stand in full remembrance of who I am. I call forward the truth of my being, my eternal light, my divine essence, my original blueprint of purity, wisdom, and love. I now activate the radiant light within my heart, allowing it to expand and expand and expand beyond fear, beyond limitation, beyond all illusion of separation. I choose in this now moment to fully embody my light. I release all hesitation, all dimming, all shrinking of my truth. I am no longer hiding. I am no longer waiting. I am no longer holding back. I give myself full permission to be seen, to be felt, to shine. Let my light illuminate every cell of my body, recalibrating me to my highest frequency timeline. Let my presence uplift every space I enter, not through effort, but through the natural radiance of my being. I align now with divine clarity, divine confidence, and divine expression. I trust the intelligence of my soul to guide my words, my actions, and my path forward. I am a conduit of light. I am a beacon of truth. I am an expression of source in form. As I shine, I give permission for others to shine. As I rise, I lift the collective. As I remember, I activate all remembrance in all. I anchor this light fully into my physical body, into the earth beneath me, and into the collective field of humanity. It is done. It is activated. It is embodied. So be it. And so it is. It is done.
Oh, it is.
Thank you. And so it is.
Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. Okay. What a great way to open. And you have no idea, Val, that what you just said, when Nancy Jean joins us, she's going to
really
be so
taking the mantle and running with the whole thing.
As a matter of fact, Nancy Jean, if you're ready, I'm going to bring you on right now. So let's add Nancy Jean to the stage.
Hi. I've been sitting here so quiet.
Minding your own P's and Q's.
Yeah. I was like, it's Saturday night. Why am I on the tube?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say goodbye to you both. Bye to everyone till another hour goes by, and I'll be back. So
absolutely, and yeah, just you might want you can leave the stage, but you might want to listen to what Nancy Jean's going to have to say, because
I'm going to be tuning right in after this. I'm leaving, go get to my iPad quickly.
Bye. We'll see you later, Val.
Bye, Val.
Bye.
Bye, Nancy Jean.
Hello.
Hello. So, what were we just talking about before we went live?
Okay. We were talking about the fact that it was a conscious decision on my part several years ago to not do the People magazine version of politics. And I can do it better than anybody. I tell you, I used to be a political consultant. I used to sit there in rooms and think, how are we going to get the bastard? You know, I mean, I've been on the other side, not on the Republican side, may I say, but
yeah.
Anyway, but the thing is, when you wind your soul up in that much darkness, what happens to you is all of a sudden one day you can't walk because your knees have so deteriorated. You can't breathe because your body can't have oxygen, because it's not, I mean, you end up smothering yourself with hate. It was kind of the irony of all things. I ran huge walking campaigns, like 350,000 people.
Yeah.
And I couldn't walk across the room, you know, and what I was telling Marina before the show started, I pulled away from it and pulled away from it rather dramatically. And even to the point that I'd have people calling me and saying, what do you suggest we do? And I'd go, I won't play that game. You know, I know I can tell you what's gonna be said on both sides, but I'm not gonna play that game. And eventually pull myself out of it. And then when I look back with my replaced knees and going through a few health scares that kind of whizzed me into shape, get your energy right, lady, because I'll be 77 in 1 week. And
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
And
you certainly don't give off a 77 vibe.
you haven't seen me at 6:30 in the morning, but but it doesn't matter. I mean, age is a number, just like our attitude is a number.
Yes.
And 30 years ago, I've been reading cards since I was 12. You do the math. So when The Secret broke out, when that book came out, and all the people, and everybody had the little, tell you how long ago it was, the little CD they played in their car so they could listen to it over and over again.
Yes.
There were people saying to me, oh, how can I tie in? How can I manifest? How can I do these things? And I'd explain to them, the first thing you do is you decide what's most important for you, and then that's what you put first and foremost in your mind. It's almost like it's attached to your head like a little ping pong ball, and out there is the thing you want. And then what did everybody do? They went nuts. 8 years ago, and they had this weird ping pong ball. It was orange in front of their head. And I went, no, this is wrong. This is wrong.
Yeah.
And I just pulled consciously away from it when things went the other way last November, the November election. I actually collapsed that night. I actually was I know this is no political talk, right? But these are the best examples I can give you about changing your energy. I stood up, and they hadn't even had a vote record in yet. And I was talking to my daughter, and I stood up and I looked at her, and she said, I heard her saying, Mom. And my other daughter caught me as I fell to the floor. And guys, I do not fall apart all the time. I mean, it seems like I do, but they're kind of the most dramatic events. And they had to call the fire department because I collapsed on the floor. They came, they took my blood pressure, they checked me over, and they said, well, apparently whatever was on there was stressing her out, but her blood pressure is normal now. And there's no signs other than the fact she's sort of semi-conscious. So we're just going to put her in bed. And I told my kids, if I died that night, you'd own the city of Dallas. But they didn't. I mean, the firemen knew, put me in bed. I woke up the next morning and I realized what had happened. I had been spared having to look at that. And I laid in bed that day thinking about why did that happen? And then I found out things that had happened around other readers. And it was like, that was a big universal message. Pull yourself out of this. There is no more you can give. You've done as much direction you can. So I started watching antique shows from England, frustrating the crap out of other readers and just saying, I'm not going to read that. I'm going to try to help people do. When I was first told by my guides that I was going to have a channel, I woke up one night, walked through the room where my office is now, and there was a big Chicago brick wall. And I said, this wasn't here when I went to bed. And they said, no. They said, paint the wall. I looked down, there was a big bucket of paint with a big paintbrush. I painted the wall. The wall dissolved, and beyond it was a garden. And I said, my first question to them was, what the hell's in that paint? My second question was, why am I here? And they said, we're giving you a garden, and it's a garden that you're going to invite other people into, and it's where they can plant their spiritual seeds. And if you've watched the first year that I was on the YouTube, which started in December of 2020, I did lessons on numbers. I did numerology classes. I did understanding basics, just some basics in astrology. I did tarot. I tried to explain to people tried to give them all the instruments I'd ever been handed. on how to express my spiritual nature so that I could help other people reach their spiritual natures. And that's what Nancy Jean's Garden's about. So Nancy Jean's Garden doesn't play People Magazine politics. I don't do People Magazine on anybody. I don't like gossip, period. What I want to do is how we can all light our own candle and then find the best tool to help us keep our candle lit. That's basically what Marina and I were talking about. And I have been told since I was quite young that by very special people, and weirdly enough, two of the people who told me early on who I was going to be were nuns. And I know people are like, oh my God, they were so spiritually connected. They understood.
Yes.
So I've done several things. I still teach. I created a whole reading method called the Garden, and I have weekly readings with the Garden. Am I an earth sign? I'm Taurus. Scorpio rising, that's where the other part comes from. And I read weekly with Jeffrey, and you can go to my channel. If you go to my channel, you'll get notified when they are. And I read in the Garden and he reads in the Tarot. And we've been doing it for almost 4 years. And we tape like 3 months at a time, guys, because it's just too much to wake up one morning a week and do that.
Yes.
And what is coming this summer, what's coming starting the 1st of May, is just incredible. I mean, I have seen stones roll into really beautiful places. I've seen the mental stone, the mind stone roll into water. And what that means is to let go of all the limitations that are around you. And they're giving you guidance about what in your shadow work you might need to do, what in all of our universal shadow work we need to do, and that we need to let it go and look for our higher and more compassionate self. And if you've never seen the Garden, it's got all the chakras around the outside, and and then it's got the crown chakra. And then, because I needed another space, I put the Tree of Life up there. And well, I didn't. My guide said, this is going to go here. And I've never had so many stones hit the crown and the Tree of Life and in just positive ways. And I've never had so many stones roll into. I really, looking back, and when Jeffrey and I ended today, before we hung up from each other in the Zoom, I said, am I making this up or is this crazy? And he said, I don't know. But his cards were matching what I was saying so closely that, it's been an unreal trip. I really enjoy being part of the community. I was so delighted when Marina invited me to come. It's another new place for me to come. Like I said, a week from now is my birthday, and I'm going to be taken out to dinner at a seafood place I really like, and by my daughter. And we are going to go do that. And what else have I been doing? I'm going to show you some of the ways I've learned to help other people focus their energy. I make crystal grids, and this is a crystal grid if you've never seen one. And this is based on the Activation Tarot Oracle cards, and this is based on the card Friendship. And it's a woman named Lon. And it's just weird that I stumbled into doing this, but I just did a show with Sheila today. It's Sheila Celtic Tarot, and I also posted it to people on my channel. And this is the other grid I built this week, which is Miracles.
I love that.
And what you do with the grid is you fire it up. There's a way I teach you how to energize all these together. And I did not make that up. That came from people long before me. But I teach people how to fire it up. I give them a way to deal with it. You will get a listing of what all crystals are in there. And I love building crystal grids. And if I could do nothing but that all day, I'd love it.
Perfect.
And that's a way, and you don't have to go high dollar to do this, by the way. I have little tiny crystal. There's 4 stones in here. This particular set is Body and Soul. And This came from when I was first starting my channel with crystal directions, and all over the world, the dragonfly, which is the spirit animal on my channel, symbolizes change, transformation, and adaptability, and self-realization, which is what your whole show tonight's about.
Yes.
And the change is often referred to as in the source for us to have mental and emotional maturity to understand the deeper meanings of our lives. And I make these two. And if you go to my website, you can find out I have Body and Soul, Art of the Heart, and I'm out of Crystal Cash because I had readers when they found out I'd found some more said, "Where's the Crystal Cash?"
Yeah. Me first.
But what you can do with that, there's 4 crystals in there. There's 3 sort of crystals relatively the size of this one. And then there's a tiny little fluorite. And I got several hundred of these from China before China closed up in COVID. And the crystal, if you've never seen an octahedron that is a fluorite, it's 8-sided. And if you've ever heard, and you've all heard the prayer, as above, so below, to the left of me, to the right of me, to the front, to the back, that creates an octahedron. And it's as if your soul's in the middle of that. And that little octahedron, you program it to know what you want, what you're thinking about. And then you can do with the other 3 crystals, you set them around it. And you can either carry that with you, or I had a friend who ran a corporation and things were really getting tense. And so I gave her a couple of those and she put them around her office and built a little sort of fort crystal.
Yep.
So if you want to learn more about how crystals can help you connect to the world, watch my channel.
Absolutely.
The other thing I've been doing is I've been doing psychic profiles, which is where I talk to psychics from all over the world and in all kinds of disciplines.
Yes.
And if you watch those, it's really interesting because people always say to me, "Well, how did you become who you are?" Well, I was kind of born this way, and I've been reading cards since I was 12. I never had any of those families locked me in the back closet and wouldn't let me come out stories, you know. I did move to Texas, which was something similar, but I never really stopped being who I was. So it's hard for me to tell and I did a crystal, one of the psychic profiles I did, a woman had known since she was quite young, but it's really only 2 years ago that she came out and started having a channel and teaching people who she is. And what I think is most important about watching psychic profiles, and there's a list you can go through and watch them on my channel, or I'm on Substack too, and I throw them out there periodically. If you look at those, you'll see there is no one way to be who we are. It's like all the other things we've been trying to tell you. You do you. You will find what you're good at.
Yeah.
I've taught a lot of people how to read tarot, and then they've ended up being energy workers and everything else. I'm not sure if it's the way I teach tarot, but there's just a lot of things.
Yeah. And interestingly, that is, and I'm just going to be bringing Daphne on here in a second.
Okay.
You're backstage. What struck me was Val's opening prayer was about that.
Finding who you are.
Finding who you are, giving yourself that permission, knowing that, you know, you're not here by accident. You do have a purpose. It's just a matter of identifying what that purpose is. And there's no timeline. You know, if you don't know by the time you're 14, that's it. Forget it. It'll never come. Or when you're 20,
and that's why I don't want people to think they could, because if you're way past 14, I'll tell you, if you want to read a set of books that will teach you about awakening, and they're just kind of fun and they're on YouTube.
Yes.
It's the Myrtlewood Witch Mysteries, and there's 5 books. And it's about 4 older women, and I mean older women, who come out. They all meet in this village called Myrtlewood, which is where the earth has come to a point where it needs the 4 crones, fire, air, water, and earth, to meet and join together. And they even go find their own dragons. So I really like them
Nice.
And if it's a free thing you can get on YouTube, and it's what I listen to go to sleep at night. And then I kind of remember where I stopped, and then I get up the next day and I listen to the whole rest of the book. They're absolutely wonderful. And what I love about them is none of these women acknowledged their magic until they were in their 50s, 60s. I think the youngest one is 60.
There you go.
So that's something that's just all, and it's written by a woman who has like the weirdest name. When I saw it, I said, that can't be right. I'm going to have to look it up. But her first name is Iris. And where'd it go? It starts with an H, and I'm not doing real well right at the moment finding her, but okay, here it is. Myrtlewood. Her name is Iris Beaglehole.
Iris Beagle.
That is, you'd think you'd never forget that name, but trust me, it is. And I know this woman from Adam. I'm going to try to get a hold of her. She's in New Zealand. I would love to talk to her about her psychic background, because she's written some other books, but they're kind of cozy mysteries. And if you want a place to go to, what I liked about it is I sent it to a couple women friends I've had who've questioned magic really coming in their life.
Yes.
And one woman said, God, that was so freeing.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that's what we're working towards. All right. Let me bring on Daphne. Okay. So here, hello, Daphne.
Hi, Daphne.
Hey Daphne. There. So good to see you guys.
It's lovely to see you. And introduce you to Nancy Jean of Nancy Jean's Garden, who's all about crystals and whatnot. And Relax with Daphne, she's all about crystals and plants. And so, I could just sit back and take a breather, and let you two talk.
Yes, Nancy Jean and I have been talking by email, and next week we're going to get together on Nancy Jean's channel. So really looking forward to that.
That'll be one of my psychic profiles.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not on which day yet. My days have gotten anyway.
Yes. Yeah. And I love what you were saying about how there's no one path, because my path is definitely not like anyone else's path. So looking forward to talking about that. Yeah. I did bring a slide to share with you guys if we can do that, Marina. When I learned that Nancy Jean was going to be on here, I decided to tell you guys about an event I'm doing at the end of next month. I'm doing a series of meditations at the biggest UFO conference in the country, in North America. It's called Contact in the Desert. And all the people you think of as talking about UFOs are scheduled to be speaking at this. And I am bringing that enormous quartz crystal with me to do crystal attunements every day for the people who will be attending the conference. And I spent, almost 20 years organizing conferences. And I always wanted to know, how can I get the most out of my time there? It's expensive. A lot of times you have to travel. And how do you know you're meeting all the people you want to meet? How do you know you're going to be at the right place at the right time, that you'll be able to discern and connect with the right people? So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to help their attendees every day, bring in that intention, open up their perception, create strengthen their discernment, and we'll see. I've done this for clients individually, but I've never done it for a group of people that I don't know. So I'll look forward to telling you how it went afterwards.
Can I give you a suggestion that my crystal people just told me?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. This is a crystal that I bought, and I don't know that you can see it, but it's got a lot of things in it. You can see lines and funny stuff. When I got this crystal 7 years ago, it was clear.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But every time there's a shift energetically, a new plane, a new plate, a new fracture comes through it, you might ask people, or there may be someone who's would be selling them. I don't know what's going on at your thing, but to bring a crystal that means something to them, and I'm going to tell you, and you know this, Daphne, this crystal, this tiny little clear Herkimer crystal, is every bit as powerful as this mother. I mean, this big
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Because it's crystal is one of those things where size doesn't matter. So I would tell people, if you're going to go to that and you want to go relax with Daphne, take something with you so you can carry a bit of it home.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I was believe it or not, I was thrilled last month when I sent you the invite to come join me, and you said, no, actually, I can't. I have to pass because I'll be doing a presentation at a UFO conference. And I went, yay! So apparently it must have gone very well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the absolutely fascinating things about doing this work is how there is no limit to the directions you can go, right? Like
Yes.
my love of plants will always be there, but I can have fun with crystals as well.
Yeah.
And of course, this is a group of people who are really fascinated by the crystal skulls. Someone will be there with a crystal skull, and when the organizers learned that I do this crystal attunement, they knew their attendees would really like this.
Right.
So once I do this for them, I'll record one for anyone who wants to use it on my channel. So, because we're all going to events all the time, right? You're going to a psychic fair, you're going to go present a talk or do a book reading. And I think it would be a great thing to have, sort of to build your confidence and give you a little bit of a boost before you go out there into the world.
That's what I always say. The crystals you carry, you can carry them for the purpose of grounding you or helping you soar.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, until the aliens are walking amongst us, what can you do at these conferences, right? You can meet the right people, you can hear the right messages, you can intend to make wonderful connections. So that's what we're going to work on. Those things are achievable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, when it comes to crystals or stones or whatever, the power behind them is sometimes inexplicable. You just have to go with what you know. And sometimes it doesn't make sense. And I know most of you and I haven't felt the need to wear it for a little while, but this is it's dirty. It's a blue blue nano something. Anyway, when I went looking for a stone, I wanted something that was going to not only bring prosperity, but I wanted something that was going to make me happy and so on. And so I'm lucky enough that there's a store here in Calgary called Kate King Jewelry. She designs all her things and sources all her stones and whatnot. And when you go in there, it's not just a case of selling you something. They ask you questions and determine what's your intention for this. What do you plan on doing with it, and so on. And so based on what I told him I wanted, she kept steering me towards the citrine and the yellow stones. Oh, they're beautiful, they're fabulous, but this one just jumped out at me. And so after a little while, I said, I can't explain it, but this is the one that I want. So whatever. it was probably about a month or so later that I discovered that I started my earth life in Lemuria, and this is the stone of Lemuria.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it had to come to me when it had to come to me. So there, the power in the crystals and the stones is amazing. It's just amazing. And it's another thing to put in our spiritual tool chest, right?
Right.
You don't just have one hammer or one screwdriver,
Mm-mm.
right? You have the big one, the little one. You might need a mini one to fix your glasses, and so that's what we're doing. Is we put different things in our tool chest, and we call upon them as we need them, and they're ready, willing, and able to help us out.
And each one of them teaches you the lesson for the next one.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. So they're collaborating
Oh,
in
yeah.
our development. You know, there are two stones that I've worked with that really surprised me. The first one was orange calcite, which kind of looks like a orange popsicle, right? The color of it and the swirls. And the energy of that was just so vibrant and communicative, right? Like that was, we had amazing conversations. And then the second one is a stone called Nuumite, Nuumite. That stone presented itself to me as it made an analogy. It said, I am the Akashic records for the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So recording all the energy of everything that has happened, all the shifts that you were talking about, Nancy Jean, the new leveling, every time the poles shift, Nuumite is attending to that and watching over it. And I will never forget the connection with those two stones, just how unique they were.
The other name for Nuumite is Magician's Stone and Sorcerer's Stone.
Aha! That explains a lot.
And it doesn't come from everywhere. It's and it's safe to handle. Once it's polished, it's safe to handle. Don't handle any if you polish one, don't handle a powder because it has leftover earth radiation in it.
Yeah. Very, very powerful.
But it's a gorgeous, and it's like obsidian. Have you ever seen rainbow obsidian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like that. You see all those shimmery colors through it.
Yeah. So, Nancy Jean, what stone has surprised you in your work with crystals?
My love of my life is fluorides.
Yes.
Because they have every color under the sun, and especially the octahedrons, the eight-sided, the naturally eight-sided ones, because fluorides and quartz have what they call Pierce electricity. Anyway, if you crash them together, they can create electricity that flows from one to the other.
Oh,
okay then.
Yeah, that one I like because that's one of the first ones that really grabbed my attention. And when I read at my table, I used to have a big box of octahedrons on my table, and I would tell people, give them one at the end of their reading and said, this is for you. And they said, why? And I said, it records everything. And I've had several people come back to me. This is when I used to be out in the real world. I wouldn't go to a conference for all the money in the world. It's not what I do. But I've had people come to me and say, I was really kind of fretting about doing something. And then I felt it in the bottom of my purse where I'd thrown it. And I knew what the answer was. And it's what we'd been talking about. So they're very magic stones to me. And then I love the other one that I always really like because it's meant a lot in my family is Amazonite. And Amazonite is such a healing stone, and a particular member of my family suffers from a biologic form of dissociation and depression. But when I built them a grid that had a lot of Amazonite in, they were able to control that energy over them and work past it. So it's within my family. And you have to try stones on yourself. I mean,
Mhm.
and if you go up to a stone, have you ever touched moldavite, Daphne?
Yes.
Yeah. I had a friend who made me a little pendant. It has moldavite in one of the 5 little compartments. And she said, it's a tiny piece of moldavite because big pieces of moldavite can really get to you.
Yes.
And I wore that stone when I went to Denver into all the rock shops I went into and got led to all the right places. But
Hmm.
Mhm. Absolutely. I can,
Yeah.
there are, if there are a bunch of the same stones in a dish,
mm-hmm.
okay, when I go shopping for crystals or stones, it's not just a case of identifying, oh yeah, this is where the jadeite is, and so I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to pick. No, you have to feel all of the stones, because the one that is meant for you will feel different than all the other ones that are there. So it's finding that connection with that stone, that that's. And sometimes people who don't know, it's they can see what you're doing, and it's like, lady, it's a stone, pick one. It's like getting a Pepsi. They're all the same. No,
Mm-hmm.
really, they're not.
No, they're not. Every one of them is different. That's what's so
Yeah.
wonderful about stones.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you're not confident in your intuitive connection with crystals, I suggest you get started by reading about the physical mineral properties of them.
Mhm.
It doesn't take away from any of the magic to understand which stones should stay out of sunlight and which stones should not be put in water. I think it's such a beautiful way to respect the mineral kingdom and make that connection, is just to respect the physical properties that they bring.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, Moldavite, and I was looking because I do, and I don't know where I took that ring off and where I put it now, but um I do have a ring very, very similar to this one, that has got Moldavite in it. And yeah, it's a little piece, and I feel it when I wear it. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't normally. I'm a big jewelry person, right? Bigger the better. Not with Moldavite. No.
No, it's a stone to, and a lot of it depends on your sensitivity. I could probably hand a moldavite to some people and they'd go, and one of the most enchanting stories, and then I really kind of need to go and let you guys do your thing. But I had a friend, we were at a rock shop in Denver, and she said, I think I want to do pendulums and dowsing. And I had just given her I had found a free PDF that I had given her, which if you want to learn about dowsing, it's on my website at crystaldirections.com. It's up in resources, but it was written by a man named Walt, who was the big dowsing guy. But my friend was like, but I just don't know which pendulum to pick. So she was walking down, and you go in Denver rock shops and there's lots of hanging pendulums.
Yes.
Walking past this pendulum place, and all of a sudden one of them swung out and all but hit her.
Yep.
And she came up and she said, what do you think I should do? And I said, I think you better run back and grab that little mother and hold it in your hand and see what happens. It's still a pendulum. She uses it to this day, but you can run your hands across them. Sheila had the same. I go to the same rock shop because I know where they get their stuff from. They've been a rock shop. They started out as a hippie bead shop in the late 60s. I mean, we're talking, and they've been there all that time. And it Sheila went in with me, and I said, we're going to go in. Here's the list of what I need. And she was watching me hustle around the store, and she mentioned this to me the other day. You ran out of there and it's full of the stuff you love. And I said, all of them are calling to me. I have to get out of there.
Yeah.
An embarrassment of riches.
Yes.
Somebody said, why don't you go to the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show? That would be my time of not being in a good place. I mean, I don't know.
I live in Tucson, and it actually is much worse than you think, Nancy Jean, because there are full warehouses that are little mini gem shows that are open year round here. So it's, I'm going to go broke.
If I know what I'm walking into, it's fine. But I think the reason you love plants so much, Daphne, is they grow one cell at a time, just like crystals grow one crystal at a time. And that's
beautiful.
They grow differently than we do, for damn sure.
Yes.
Anyway, sweetie, I want to thank you all. I want to thank Val for her opening remarks. I've been on. I did 2 hours with Jeffrey today, getting ready for my weeklies for the next 3 months. So, and I have a show on my unfortunate topic, politics, tomorrow at 10 off my channel. And if you want to come to a place where we do politics, we don't do it hard. You can come over and join us. We don't do the People magazine view of it, and it's the only time of the week I usually talk about it. And Daphne, congratulations on going to your wonderful show. You need to take some videos there and then post them on your channel so I can see your trip.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just wondering about that today. How I'm going to make the most of this adventure.
Get a little stand to hold your camera, so you don't have to snap somebody and hope they'll do it, and just start taping them and just look at it. And I was a film editor when I graduated from college, so, and you would think I would love editing in YouTube.
No.
Live is where it's at.
Yes, live.
Yes,
I'm like, anyway, I have some funny stories about meeting other YouTube creators, and they go, every show you do is live? And I said, well, at the end of the day, every show you do is live. You just play with it later. But anyway, but I would love to see what you find at the YouTube, I said YouTube conference, the UFO conference.
UFO conference.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, if some aliens show up, I will definitely be having that.
There are aliens around us. You don't know that? There's aliens around us. There's hybrids around us every day.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm a good friend of Dr. Gale's, and she's always, don't you talk about that like aliens, because they're here. And she said, they're not aliens.
No, they're our relatives.
They're galactic beings.
Yes.
Yeah. And and I keep telling her that I will go into that when I can look okay in a latex suit. Until then, my chubby little body ain't going near that.
Yeah, I have car sickness. I have air sickness. I can't get on a boat. There's no way I'm getting on a UFO.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thank you so much, Karina. And you got to take me out of here, I think.
Thank you. I will.
See you soon.
Thank you
And I enjoyed meeting you.
Here, and
I'll get a hold of you about the date and time.
Absolutely. All right. Take
Bye.
care. See you later.
Nancy Jean.
Bye for now.
Oh, so nice to meet her. She and I have been emailing for quite a while. Oh,
yes.
And I've been watching her since COVID, right? So
yes.
Really, really excited to talk to her next week. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm just
go ahead.
No, I think I'm. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if she took herself out or if I needed to do something on my end. So
yeah. Well, go ahead.
How was that your UFO conference? Obviously, it went well.
Well, it's actually coming up in May because originally you had sent me a thing for the May Shiner Light, and that was when I said, I can't believe I'm going to miss it. So I was really excited that you decided to do one in April. We need it. We need this light and the uplifting and the encouragement and the chatting with people who get it, right?
That's the fun part is, we all look for those communities where we feel accepted, where we don't have to spend so much time on introducing ourselves and getting to know who's who and whatnot. We can be ourselves. When we
Yes.
talk about getting a feeling from a crystal, most of the people that we talk to know what we're talking about. We don't have to explain, there's energy and blah, blah. So, yeah, this is a fabulous community. And I always feel so much better after I do a show,
Yes.
that I can approach it, and I'm tired, I've got a headache, I feel drained, and then as soon as it starts, I can just feel everything lifting and getting better. So
Well, I can see that you put a lot of heart into organizing it and inviting people and putting people at the right place in the schedule so that it makes sense for the audience. I love the care that you take of your community. And so good to see everyone in the comments.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. There's yeah, they're very encouraging. That's one thing with this community, is it's very encouraging, very very inspiring.
Mhm.
There's for a newcomer who would come in, and if we had a forum where they didn't know whose channel they were on or who the leader was, they would be hard pressed to name that person, because
Sure.
everyone is participating and enjoying and whatnot. And that's sometimes in a group environment that traditionally up until now has been a little bit of a challenge, right? Because you walk into a meeting and it's like, okay, I get it. Yeah, I know who you are.
Well, that is something that is hard to hide in this group. Your energy signature as an individual, as a human being, you are broadcasting it 24 hours a day.
Yes.
And your intentions are way more obvious than you might think. So the work that you have to do to move into this work, right? Just the internal work, just the self-examination, the self-forgiveness, the self-determination to be better and to get better and to do better and to constantly be learning. I think all of us are constantly taking classes or reading books or exploring new modalities. I mean, I can't stop, right?
I know. That's, I don't know that whether or not I'm going to like something or not like it until I try it. So I'll give anything a try, and work with it, learn about it, and so on. Things that I like, I keep. Things that maybe I'm kind of on the fence on, I can let those go. I can share them with someone else. I can introduce someone else to it and say, hey, wasn't my cup of tea, but if it resonates with you, here you go, right?
Yeah, literally resonate, right? How does the energy work with my energy, amplify it or dampen it? Sometimes you need your energy dampened, but usually you want that amplification, that magnification, magnetizing, right? So I was really interested when you talked about that crystal being from Lemuria. You and I have done some past life work together.
Yes.
So fun to pair that with a crystal. Yeah.
Yes. And it was, I can't remember where I put my magazine or catalog that talked about it, but I've gotten several stones from Kate King Jewelry, and each one of them has been just fabulous in the energy that it has brought in.
Yes.
And amazing. I didn't know that we were going to be doing this, but here's another one. This is a blue, clearly blue, I think it's a blue nano quartz. I'm not sure.
Mm.
Anyway, when I saw this in the showcase, it was like, be still my heart, like I have to have it. I must have it. And the girl said that, Kate had named this particular stone, this particular item that she made, Grace Under Fire. And I thought, yeah, that sounds pretty good. That sounds like something that I need to have. Well, I happened to be wearing that piece one day when I got a phone call from someone that I used to work with saying, hey, is it true? I just heard that you're working for such and such a company. And I hadn't even really heard of them. So, here I am saying, well, I can neither confirm nor deny at this point. And it was like, oh yeah, okay, fine, whatever. And I thought afterwards, that was kind of a weird thing for me to say. Why would I say that? So after I hung up with him, I looked this company up and I called and asked to speak to the manager, owner, whatever he was. And I introduced myself and I said, apparently word on the street is that I'm working for you. I'd like to know what the terms of my employment are. And I was hired. So yeah, that wearing that stone felt like, yes, Grace Under Fire. Things are being out there. I'm picking up on it, and boom. And yeah, it was a fabulous, fabulous job.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, those kind of synchronicities you cannot ignore.
No. It's you just have to go with them. Just honestly have to go with them. And it's I think, I don't know about you, but I find life is so much easier when we follow the direction that spirit is leading us in, when we follow our gut, when we get those little senses or messages or yearnings that, we don't let that monkey brain take over and go, oh no, that doesn't make any sense. No, I can't do that. Why would I want to do that? Or you just say, okay, in faith.
Yes.
I take it and I go with it.
And that's why I think one of the best things we can do for ourselves is identify our ego and learn the contours of it and learn when it's being sneaky and being able to quiet it when you need to, because you cannot hear those little nudges and whisperings from the universe if you are busy being led by the nose by your ego. Right?
Exactly.
And what a way to go through life, propping up an ego. It has no intrinsic value, no lasting meaning, right?
Yeah.
So finding a way out from under the ego is probably one of the first steps to developing intuition.
Absolutely. And I just remembered where my I think there's one, and I don't know where the other one is, but the first one that I showed you, this kind of, and it's a beautiful blue. This is the Paraiba effect spinel. And the, hold on. If I can find it here, I can tell you a little bit about it, because it's fabulous. Paraiba effect spinels. Yes. Okay. So
let's hear all about it.
Yes. Resonating the frequency of Atlantis and Lemuria. Paraiba effect spinel is a stone that ignites joy, optimism, and truth. This stone invites you to walk your true path with grace and empowerment. assists in communication, opening the throat, third eye, and crown chakras. It links us to the angels of joy and abundance, promotes inner strength and compassion, opens and activates all the chakras and meridians, a balm to the emotions. Paraiba Effect Spinel is comforting and calming while instilling joy and zest for life.
Oh, wow. So all the best of those energies.
Yes.
And none of the downside.
None of the downside. And
yeah.
I know somewhere in here I had it marked for the whatever the blue nano quartz was, but yeah, it's their fabulous. She does such a, I mean, this is just,
oh yeah,
or you get some of that
gorgeous
what they look like and whatnot. But anyway, I'll put that away because I was going to go off on a tangent here. But
yeah, I'm working with olivine, which is sort of a precursor raw state of peridot this year.
yes,
because it magnifies energy healing. But lately I've gotten really interested in magenta fluorite. I've seen some specimens that are really deep raspberry colored, and oh my gosh, they're beautiful. And, beauty feeds your heart and your
yes,
spirit. So we like pretty things to look at, pretty shiny things.
Exactly. And yeah. And Elizabeth, thank you so much. She said, you ladies exude such wonderful warmth and light. You are a delight. Yes, the more we know, there is much more to know. Exactly. Yeah. Endless possibilities. I totally relate to Lemuria.
Elizabeth, thank you for bringing that phrase, endless possibilities.
Yes.
That is so important right now because with our human minds and our experience, we think we know what is possible, but I don't think we do. Yes. I don't think 20 years ago anyone could have predicted all the incredible things we have now. Like I was just reading an article that came out of the MD Anderson Cancer Center about how they are using biofield therapies like Reiki to treat people with the most aggressive form of pancreatic cancer. And they just did a study on cells and mice. I think it was mice. And next they're going to be moving to humans, right? Who would have thought that one of the most premier research medical institutes would be like getting all up into my business. Thank you, MD Anderson.
Exactly.
Yeah. So endless possibilities indeed. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yeah. And I remember back in the early 2000s, my father was diagnosed with cancer, and from diagnosis to his passing was only a couple of months. So during that time, my sister was able to bring in a Native American healer who came over to the house and worked with Dad, whether it was Reiki or whatever she did. Mm-hmm. But he said he just felt so much better afterwards. Yes. And at that point he'd only had a couple chemo sessions, and it was like, just let it go. But absolutely, there's the things that, I mean, when you think back to what's the first thing that we teach children now is, wash your hands. There was a time when water, oh no, you got a bath twice in your life, when you were born and when you died. Right? Well, yeah, there's things we're learning all the time, and what's bringing in that learning is all the possibilities.
Yes,
all the things that someone either had a dream or had an idea, and they said, I wonder what would happen if. Right? And there I come.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that we continue on after the body is returned to the earth. We know that. And yet the spiritual lesson of caring for someone and being cared for during your final illness, I hope that as we move forward in our spiritual growth and understanding, we can make the passage from this life to the next one a lot easier for people, a lot more comforting for people, and a lot healthier, right? Like, I had an aunt who didn't tell anyone she was sick. We found out that she was sick after she died, and I'm still mad about that. Because I would have liked to comfort her, during the process. And, healing isn't always a cure. Healing is sometimes unburdening your heart before the passage.
Exactly.
Right? Or healing a relationship,
Exactly.
So, I mean, it shouldn't be a grim topic. It should be things that we can discuss and prepare for.
Yes.
Val, hello.
Hello. Hi, Daphne.
Hello, Val.
Hello.
And how are you now? And
Napping.
did you hear how much of what Nancy Jean and I were talking about?
Yeah, I vibed on that. Yeah. That was great. It
was like the two of you had talked beforehand.
Yeah, it was really, really beautiful. As actually the whole show has been. I mean, the whole event. So, yeah, very, very beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, fabulous. Okay. Well, Val, I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay.
And do your thing. And I'm going to take this opportunity to go visit another room in my house.
Yes. Okay. You go ahead. Okay. So everyone, I want you to go ahead and take one beautiful deep breath in through your nose, light filling your heart as you do. And at the top of the breath, pause a moment and then slowly exhale through your mouth. And visualize that light going out into the room you're in, into all the way around the world and out into infinity, your beautiful light. Beloved divine source, sacred presence that breathes life through me, I return now not to seek, but to embody. The light within me is no longer something I reach for. It is who I am. In this moment, I allow that light to fully root into my body, into my voice, into my actions, into my presence in this world. I call my energy fully back to me now from all timelines, all spaces, all places where it has been scattered or given away. I stand here whole, sovereign, and complete. I now amplify the frequency of my being, not through effort, but through allowance. I allow my light to become magnetic, effortless, naturally expressed. Where I walk, light walks. Where I speak, truth resonates. Where I am, energy shifts. I trust the power of my presence. I trust that my energy speaks before words are needed. I trust that simply by being, I am fulfilling my purpose. I now release the need to prove, to push, to strive. Instead, I expand through alignment, through ease, through divine flow. Let my light ripple outward, touching hearts, opening pathways, activating remembrance in all I encounter. I anchor this embodiment into the earth, becoming a living bridge between heaven and earth, spirit and form, energy and expression. I am grounded. I am open. I am radiant. I am here. And so my light is not only seen, it is felt, it is received, it is shared, it is done, it is embodied, it is alive within me now. And so it is. So shall it be. It is done. Okay, everyone. I hope that resonated for you. And these were powerful intentions and affirmations for this event, and literally for you embodying the light that you are in 2026 as a new beginning going forward. So I know you all feel this energy deeply within you, that you are stepping into that energy of who you are in a more firm and sovereign way. And so with that, I'll leave you all and I'll say goodbye
Thank
to
you.
Daphne.
Thank you. Thank
So
you, Val.
beautiful. Thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Bye.
absolutely. Oh, wonderful. We'll see you later, Val. Yeah. Oh, there she's gone. Yeah. She gone. Yes. And Casey Bosses, yeah, love the effortless task. And I think that
Yeah.
for a lot of us, we're learning that it's not magical thinking. It is effortless. It, you know, when I look back on some of the situations, some of the challenges that came up in my life, and I can look back on them now and say, "Oh, I made it so hard on myself." You know, I really I got in my own way so many times that
Yes.
I didn't have to. I didn't need to, but it was that thinking, that conditioning and all that went with it, that you see things one way.
I
And
think it's so important to ask who benefits if I keep myself small.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And someone had mentioned earlier about their being with a loved one when they passed. Um, as I said earlier, yeah, my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and he passed away at home. And my sister, who is also a light worker and has been doing it for a very long time, we were there, and she talked him through his transition,
Beautiful.
and it was the most beautiful thing that I have ever witnessed. And I love my father and still do, very much. I'm still connected to him. But there wasn't that overwhelming sense of grief and fear. You know, it was a beautiful passage, right? Just
Yes.
because I can't see him physically in front of me doesn't mean that he's not there. He's with me all the time. So, and I like what you said about, yeah, teaching people, showing them that, when we transition, it doesn't need to be anything traumatic, that it can be just another phase.
Yes, especially if you are able to prepare. Now, obviously, some of us are taken by surprise. You can always prepare spiritually, but do you
Yeah.
have all your ducks in a row? Do you have all the documents? That kind of stuff. That can be very difficult for people to say, yes, this is the month I'm getting my will and my trust together. This is the month that it's hard. We totally get it. And what comfort it brings you when you have finished that paperwork, and when you tell people that you finished the paperwork, what relief they have,
Yes.
So,
and not only that, but it's also when you are prepared, you have said everything that needs to be said.
yes,
There is no well, I wish that I had told him this, or I wish that, this had happened. No, it was all out in the open. And honestly, I did not spend a lot of time in crying,
Right.
because my first thought, um, after the nurse said that, he was gone, and I said it out loud. I said, "Oh my gosh, the things he now knows."
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Yes.
fabulous.
The
Yeah.
day my father-in-law passed, we happened to be in Canada. We were in Victoria, and we stopped into that beautiful cathedral by downtown. And we were just meditating. My husband was praying. And as I closed my eyes, right in front of me, there he was at his most vibrant state that I had seen him. He walked towards me on my right side, and he came and grabbed both of my hands. And off to the left, I could see the light gathering. I could hear like a party starting up, right? Like the orchestra was tuning up, people were chatting, and he just grabbed my hand. So I'm getting chills because I think he's here with us. He grabbed my hand and said, "Take care of your husband," right? And he shook my hands, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so excited. I have a party to go to." And then he was off.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I feel like the doors of perception have been flung open, and all of us can develop this kind of rapport with our loved ones during this transition time, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah. I mean, I didn't come here today to talk about this, but clearly someone in the chat needs to hear this.
Exactly. Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay. So apparently Trish didn't get the link, so I am going to. Oh, okay. I am going to. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll chat with the chat. I see people sharing stories about their loved ones. Yeah. Yeah. And there's a line from a play I absolutely love. It's death ends a life, but not a relationship.
Yes.
So if you are feeling some kind of way that you didn't get to say the things you wanted to say, you didn't make it there in time to say goodbye, they don't care about that.
No.
All they want is for you to know that they love you. They may ask for forgiveness themselves. And I think they also want us to forgive ourselves. I think that's such an important part of processing that transition that people make, coming to terms with our own relationship with them. I mean, I had a very good relationship with my mom, and she had a wonderful death. And a week doesn't go by, even after a decade, that I don't think of something I wish I had done better. And I feel nothing but love and forgiveness from her. And I know that if I am honored to be able to help anyone else transition in the future, that I will put all those lessons to use. So it is never a done deal. We can always grow. We can always learn. We can always become more loving and compassionate people.
Absolutely. Not only that, but anytime if we're doing mediumship, one of the things that, people will sometimes say, well, I didn't get along with my mother-in-law. Does she have a message for me? Or, I didn't get along with my dad. When a soul transitions, there is no judgment that crosses over with them. There are no hard feelings. That's one of the key messages that they always want to share is, no, I'm fine. No, there is no animosity. I'm not, here in this new realm, thinking about, how I'm going to get back at you in my next life. And, what are we going to do? And no, there's none of that. There is just absolute acceptance. Yes, Gloria, pure love, pure joy.
Yes.
The idea that, you know what, it's like we live in a big house, and all I did was go from the dining room into the family room that's behind a wall. You can't see me and I can't see you, or well, they can see us, but we can't see you, but we can still talk.
Yes.
Hey, I'm making coffee. Did you want one? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yes. I know so many times people will tell me from the other side, we want to go to all the parties, invite us to all the parties, invite us to the celebrations, invite us to graduation, invite us to weddings. They may or may not come anyway, but when you invite them, when you physically out loud speak the words,
yes,
it really changes the energy of the event.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I know Trish is here, and
yay.
Sherry from Liberal Tarot is backstage. I'm going to
well, why don't I say goodbye now, Marina, so that you can welcome your new guests. I've really enjoyed hanging out with you.
Me too.
It's really fun.
I'm looking forward to getting all kinds of information about your UFO events and whatnot. And yeah, we can all learn more about that.
It'll be fun.
Okay. Absolutely. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Now. Oh, and there's Sherry. Oh.
Hello again, Marina.
Hello. And there's
yes.
Hey, Trish.
Hi, Sherry. I haven't met you before.
Hello. How are you?
Good. Great to be on here with you.
Absolutely.
Find the volume. There. Now I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Make sure you get stuff.
So I want to start off by saying, Trish, thank you very much. It's fabulous.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time on that one.
Yeah, it is absolutely fabulous. This is Trish's new Astro Tarot deck. I've worked with it.
I'm writing that down. Astro Tarot.
Astro Tarot. Yeah. And this is the back of the card, and this is the front of the card, and they are landscape, which is fabulous.
Oh.
Yeah. I was guided to do that. And when the first images started coming through to me in the early days, it was landscape. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But I just went with it because I always do what I'm told. And I love it. I just love it. I love how it's come out, and I love how it just captures the image a lot better. And each of the suits have a slightly tinged colour through them. So it's going to have a tinge of sage green to it, and very natural palette, which is beautiful to work with. So I pulled the card today for coming on, and that's the one I pulled out of today, which was the Four of Swords. I can't really get that into focus, but Four of Swords. I've just been feeling really scattered, kind of, and I've popped the crystals on. So I've got the clarity. I've got the and I've got some grounding too with the smoky quartz. I felt very ungrounded, but then the card came out and said, I need to kind of pause, slow down, be present. They also help me to be very present because I'm quite scattered.
Yes.
And I think it's related to astrology. There's a big trine coming up this week, which I'm really excited about, air sign trine. And I'm double air. So I think that's what's making my brain very scattered.
Yes. Yeah. And I think we are all experiencing kind of all the feels on a magnified level at the same time. And it feels different. It feels different, but I think it's a higher energy. And I think this is, once we get used to this, it's going to go even higher and higher and higher. So I think that is fabulous. But I know what you're going through, because I had that week that started off with it almost felt like overwhelming sadness or melancholy without really knowing why. Like, I couldn't pinpoint anything. But yeah, it did. The energy has lifted. Certain things fell.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I did find too, a lot of people I spoke to were going through some kind of depression or mental illness. Just a low, melancholy, low, or depression, and a lot of people fighting during the week. I do feel a shift as well, though, coming in this week, which is fantastic. We all need that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's fabulous. So yeah, I thought that, for this little segment, that, we could concentrate on how do we keep our energy high? How do we what steps do we take to stay grounded, and how do we share our light with those who they're looking. They just don't know exactly where to look. And I think you're part of what you do, Trish, and whether you realize it or not, but you're it's through your decks. It's through what the images speak for themselves. The messages are just so profound at the moment. And
I do put a lot of energy and intention into each deck as well. Each card has an individual signature of energy, and I do infuse it with the intention that it obviously increases your intuition. All about picking up your energy, seeing truth and clarity. So that's one of the biggest things for me, is seeing the truth and clarity of the world that we live in, and discernment. There's so much that goes on around us, and even to the point where so many people have been depressed lately, and it has to make you why. What's going on there that makes that happen? So I try to infuse cards with truth, integrity, and clarity, so that way it helps you to discern what is real in the world and what is not real.
Exactly. No, it's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And how about you, Sherry?
So I was thinking, I've been listening and was listening to Daphne is right from before. And I was thinking, like, what do I want to bring to the conversation tonight? And we had changed the sheets on our bed. And I'm going to just hang in there with me, because there's so much around us that is symbolic. And you just take a moment in like the ordinary of, because I was thinking, okay, so what does changing the sheets on the bed mean? What does this symbolize? And what it was is we were moving from our flannel sheets for winter to our lighter, summer sheets, which are cooler. So, and talking about this of how do we keep our energy high, and coming in from Daphne, how do we have our light, shine? And it's when we get rid of that which does not work for us, whenever we transform from something that maybe is heavy and lighten that load and move, and so something just as simple as changing your sheets can bring such beautiful inspiration. And I just thought that was quite lovely, and I was like, because and Maria, what was funny is I was like, okay, because my intuition and my guides were like, you're going to talk about changing sheets. And I'm like, I am not talking about changing the sheets on my bed. Are you kidding me? And they're like, no, you will. And I'm like, really? Seriously. And
Yes.
so, yes, even we, have those moments. And so I sat with that and I was like, because playing small with those heavier things that maybe don't serve us, maybe they don't fit anymore, we can lighten that load and we can become more, with less, I guess. And then just as I was thinking, like, don't play small, who are you serving by playing small? Literally, the thought was in my head and you guys spoke the words and I'm like, okay, I'm talking about sheets. So
Yes.
here I am talking about changing our sheets, and just seriously, that some symbolism in that, which I thought was fascinating.
Yeah. Fresh new energy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I got told just to be present because of my scattered brain. And I love the topic that you've chosen, Marina. It's just perfect for today. And a little story that's happened to me during the week. I've been getting a lot of brain zaps and headaches, not my normal headaches, not the migraines or headaches, just brain zaps. And I had this experience during the week where I woke up in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock, the hour, brain switched on, and all this negative stuff started coming through, self-doubt, all the negative thought. I don't get that. That's something I've worked on over the years, where you recognize it, you recognize a thought that comes in that's negative, that's not helpful, and you release it. So, and you change your thought patterns. And it's something that I've always done. And it's really important to manifest, and it's important for your light work to keep your energy high. I told that story on one of my videos, and somebody sent a message in the comments and said, how do you stop that from happening? Well, for me, it's just recognition. And it's funny that it happened because it doesn't happen to me ever, except it happened this night. And it was quite negative. It was, doubting why I put my face on YouTube. I can't believe I put my face on YouTube. Oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I reading cards on YouTube? Oh my God, what am I thinking? Crazy. Like, why would I even think that? And it's like, I just thought, no, that's negative. I'm shutting that down. How ridiculous is that? And I just recognized that it was a negative thought trying to, I guess, hijack me in some way or be negative. Maybe it's that depression energy that was going on around me everywhere. And it was trying to bring my energy down. And I just said, no, I'm not topping that. That's negative self-talk. Recognizing that it's came straight away, awareness, jumped on it straight away, cut it. And that's what I did.
So I'm going to put my counseling hat on, my master's of counseling hat, and that negative self-talk, it's trying to keep you safe. So if you think, kind of like change that, the conversation, because think about what your negative self-talk was trying to get you to do. It was trying to get you to be small. And why is that?
Exactly. And it's funny, that's been a topic of today's, as well as something that I've been working on in my new deck.
Yes.
So
about shrinking.
Yeah. So you tell your negative self, thank you for wanting to keep me safe. Yeah. And then you're changing that relationship, and then you can say, but now I'm ready to do this.
Yeah.
And you can come with me because I still need to be kept safe. Because that negative self-talk would keep you from like jumping off a cliff without a parachute. So, there is a purpose, but then whenever it wants you to keep you small without like really stepping into like who you are and what you want to do, then you got to change that talk with it and say, thank you, but.
Yes, exactly.
I'm ready to move on to something bigger and better.
Yeah. It was quite bizarre, and it never happened, and it hasn't happened to me in, I must say, probably 20 years since I've had that kind of negative talk, and it was weird.
Absolutely. And I think one part of it is as light workers, as spiritualists, as empaths, we are picking up a lot of the emotion that is out there in the floating around in the ether. And it's important to recognize that, when we do pick up a lot of those self-doubting emotions or, negative thinking and whatnot, to stop and say, okay, that's, I can appreciate the feeling, but it's not mine. I know that I'm picking up from someone else. So maybe what I'm going to do is where I see fear, I'm going to send love.
Yes.
So, change the perspective, because of course, nothing changes if nothing changes.
Exactly.
And yeah. And I think we're feeling
it's a great
it more.
topic too. A lot of people would be going through this.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a deterrent to raising your life.
Totally. And what is it possible that, we are feeling those feelings on their behalf and letting them know that it's okay to deal with that. It's okay to recognize that, yeah, there are some things that, might be a challenge or might be fearful, but we always have a choice. And when you face a fear, it's never, ever as bad as your imagination makes it out to be.
That's right.
Yeah. So
it's the fear.
I don't know, Marina. I have a real fear of mice. So I'm just saying that's what I don't want to face.
Yes.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something about mice.
No.
Yeah, I'm not. They're not one of the things that is on my favorites list. But I was at I was on I was on native land, and I was going into a sweat lodge. And as we were in there and doing the ceremony, I was very calm. And as we were taking a break, so you kind of open the quote unquote door and you let a little bit of light in. And I just happened to look down, and yeah, there was a teeny tiny little mouse that was crawling towards me and across my feet. And I went, huh, that's really interesting. Look at that little mouse.
Oh, I would not have done that.
Now, yeah. Normally I would have done that.
Yeah.
And ran out of there but this in that particular setting, it was like, oh, it's a little mouse. Okay. It has a purpose. I don't know
it
what
does
it's doing
outside.
here. Yes.
Yeah.
And
outside.
and
it has a purpose.
Outside.
It
left, but the experience was one of it was one of confronting a fear in a safe place, that it was like, there's nothing here that's scary, because it was a little mouse. And generally when I would think about them, they would be the size of dinosaurs, and I know they're coming at me, and I know they're going to kill me, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the symbolic meanings of mice is neglect. So looking at what you're neglecting in your life, what part of yourself is neglecting, your well-being, your self-care. And I think by doing that process that you were going through, it was you taking care of your wellness, your self-needs. And the mice might have been just saying, thank you for not neglecting that part of yourself.
Yes.
Symbolically.
Thank you, Trish, for that reframe. I like that. I'm like, okay, sink in there. I want to remember that.
Yeah.
That was lovely.
We're going straight to the fear-based thing.
Yes.
Yeah. When I see the mount, okay, what am I neglecting? And breathe. Okay. But really, and I love we get so much beautiful messaging from nature, and whenever you can just like notice that, and then like take those beautiful messages in like that, even with something that you may not want to, and think about it, things that you don't want to have to face. And then getting a message from what you don't want to have to face, and then taking that in and really like, working with that, and like doing that deeper shadow type work, so that you can become more, so that you can become lighter, so you can shine your light.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love that. I will set with the mouse thing.
Oh,
it just makes me, I'll have to breathe just with the word.
So we don't see a mouse.
Yeah, so I will be setting with that. Thank you. I love that.
Yes. Absolutely. And I think everybody has their little fears that yeah, we just mine is snakes. I can't even see a snake on TV without going ugh.
Yeah.
But I think that yeah, there was a very nasty lifetime in there where that was the snakes were my demise. And it was a little unpleasant. So, have not sure that I've dealt with it yet, not sure that I want to deal with it yet. But
well, there's something you can't just step on or bite
yes.
you. I had one actually the end of last summer, one in my front yard. A black snake, red belly black snake.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh God.
But Marina, talking about, and snakes can be very symbolic of a lot of things, but the shedding of the old so you can bring in the new, which is exactly what we're talking about right here.
Is it? It is.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's such a big part of this topic we're talking about today is what fears do we need to face, the shadow work, in order that we can shine our lights and not let fear get the better of us.
Yes.
And not let those things that don't serve us really anymore keep us small. Because when we shed that, when we change those sheets, we can become lighter and brighter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I have found that this week has required me to do a lot more grounding than I normally do. There's a routine that I have sort of in my day, at the beginning of a show, whatever, and it's worked very well for a long time. This week has challenged that, where I've had to be more focused, and maybe that was the lesson, is that you're taking the ritual for granted. So maybe we need to re-examine and understand the sacredness behind the ritual, not just the performance of the ritual. So yeah, it's been
learning.
Interesting.
And we're always learning. And like I said today, I had to put the grounding stone on. I felt very ungrounded this week and felt like I needed a little more grounding. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you that are in the chat, you are communicating with each other, which is fabulous. And Hope Suzanne said I had a scorpion in my bed. Ooh, no. Yeah, it happens. Every creature has a purpose,
and they're messages from the spirit world, so they have a symbolic meaning. I'm not sure what Scorpio is. Maybe it is based on fears. It's very Scorpio. That's about being brave. Looking at your willpower, looking at how you share your energy on a very personal level with another person, especially that it's in your bed as well. So yeah, maybe that's a bit of an underlying message.
Yeah, absolutely. But it has been interesting, and as always, I look forward to the changes. I look forward to the things that are coming. It's like I'm reading a really interesting novel that has introduced me to a lot of people, and I'm at the stage in the book where I think that I can anticipate what's going to come next, and so I'm eager to keep reading so that I can say, yep, thought so. Okay, all right. So it feels energizing and scattered all at the same time, if that makes sense. Like just yeah.
So I've just been looking through silent for a minute there. I knew we'd been working on this new deck, the Thoth energy deck, but it's my Uranus deck. So I've been working on this one for a long time in the background. It's the second one to the Neptune moon. It's the Uranus, because I love Uranus. It's the planet of sudden changes. And the biggest thing that's happening this week, I think it was maybe even yesterday, we have Uranus just moved into Gemini. So that's a big planet of moving and shaking and wants to come in and do suddenly shake up the energy. So that's I think we're feeling this energy shift because Uranus just shifted into Gemini. Gemini rules communication, it rules social media, it rules socialization, merchants, communication, speaking, thinking, learning. So I'm working on Uranus because I'm Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. And one of the cards that came out that aligns to what we've been talking about with the shrinking is called Sacred Fire. It's about that pushing the energy down, pushing your silence down. There's actually 2 cards in this deck about it. One is about you're not being authentic, because Uranus is all about you being your authentic self and not being afraid to be seen for who you really are, and not shrinking yourself to fit in with other people. So that's a really big thing. But the other deck card in this deck is about the fire, the sacred fire, and how Uranus rules rebellion, revolt, and the refusal to stay silent. His fire is cleansing, clarifying, and liberating. Uranian anger is the moment you say, "This is not okay. I won't stay silent. I won't shrink anymore. I won't tolerate this, and I deserve better." So it's the spark that breaks the spell of compliance and shrinking yourself and being small. So very weird that that's what you've been talking about today, and it's actually what I've been working on. And that happens all the time. That always
synergy
topics.
Synergy. Yeah.
Well,
Trish, you're as you're talking, every once in a while, you're kind of cutting out.
Oh, my mic. It's a little bit far away.
Oh,
is
okay.
it better?
All right. Yeah.
Well,
sorry to interrupt.
My native language is Tarot, and Uranus is the Fool card. And everything you just talked about is about, like those new beginnings and how do we begin, and, what's the cautionary tale? What are we taking with us from our past experiences? Are we ready to step off the cliff and trust, or are we stepping off in, because we're not prepared, like all of everything you just said, I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, that applies. And I'm just like imagining the journey of the Fool
and how each journey is unique for each person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's really fitting to the Uranus energy.
So as you were talking, me and the Fool card had a lovely meditation as we were walking through life. It was quite lovely. So that was very nice.
Beautiful. So in my new deck, which is the Astro Tarot, since we're on the topic of the tarot and the astrology, it does show you the alignments between which planet or which sign each tarot card is aligned to. And yes, the Fool card is aligned to it because I have the Uranus planet up in the top of in the clouds. There's always a spiral in the major arcana, so it's showing the journey of the soul into the physical body, and the Fool card sits on the other side of the spiral in the cloud, waiting to come down to be born. And then it shows the journey as it comes across the Magician and the Empress, the Hierophant, and what it all means, as well as what it's aligned to with which planet, which sign. But it shows the journey that we go to as a unique individual, Uranus energy.
Okay, so I'm ordering that deck because I love bringing astrology in, because as I said, I always say everything I know about astrology is through tarot.
Absolutely.
Because that's my native language.
Yes.
And like combining those two is it's so beautiful. So those of you that are in the comments and watching, whether you do astrology or whether you do tarot, combining those in a deck that makes it easier to do that, it just enriches both of those so much.
Absolutely. It adds a different layer to your tarot reading. So, but also if you're a tarot reader, you'll adapt to astrology really easily. It's all about the suits. It's all about the connections, and they align so beautifully. So it just adds that extra dimension of layering. And I really love making that and learning more about those connections.
Absolutely. If I can, I'll just show you one of the cards. This one is the Six of Pentacles, and it has, on the where is it? Is it on this side? Yes. There you go. It's on there. And then you've got the generosity. That's the key word, is generosity. And then underneath that is, can you balance giving and receiving? And it's wellness concern as well. So I love the picture with the woman and the bull. The bull is very soft, but then the bull also tells me a little bit of stubbornness. I'm going to do things my way, and you got to convince me that I need to change this. And there is the sense of finding the balance between the giving and the receiving, finding where there is where the energetic shift works. And it doesn't always mean that it has to be tit for tat, but there needs to be an equitable exchange.
Exactly.
And you decide whatever that equitable is.
So that card that you just pulled up has the balance between Virgo, because it's a birth sign. So I brought in Virgo is the girl and Taurus is the bull. So, and Virgo is all about your own well-being. Taurus is very generous, but also likes its comfort zone. So, and it's kind of balance between giving to yourself and giving to others, and to work out that balance. So I know Libra is the balance sign, but there's the energy between in the two of Pentacles to balance out the energy between the two. So it's those two sides coming in and working together to find the balance in your own life. But the other beautiful thing I found is in the tarot, you see traditional tarot, of course, the sticks, people fighting with sticks, and they're one, obviously fighting with sticks. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep the messages true, tarot, but I wanted to make it softer. So that's why I use the signs of the zodiac, because they're just softer energy. But most people know what a Taurus is and what a Libra is and what a Leo is. So that helps you, give you a little bit more of a layer to your readings.
Yeah, absolutely. And the deck is fabulous. I did use it in doing a couple private readings, and it the messages that it delivered were very spot on. And in one instance, I knew what the message was, and I was trying to sort of talk around it until the client said, no, just spit it out. And I said, okay, all right, here you go. Boom, there it is. And what I got was, spot on. That's spot on.
Tarot is a bit like that, though, isn't it? It's kind of in your face a little bit. It's not gentle in its delivery.
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes, that's a challenge. Because, it reminds me of back in the day, when they had the call-in hotline, and Miss Clea, he cheating on you, girl. Like, oh God. Yeah.
Or someone's going to pass away. You just don't say those kind of things.
Yes.
They sometimes can be interpreted wrong.
Yes. Yeah. So
so that deck's going to be available through the week. I've had it up for members only, but now it'll go public next week.
Fabulous. Yeah, you'll love it, you guys. Really, honestly, and it's it's not as thick of a deck, obviously.
78 cards, traditional.
Yeah, because it is
my
more.
deck's normally 100 because I like to put lots of messages in there, but tarot, and I didn't move away from the traditional meanings.
Yeah. So you'll love it, and I can't honestly tell you which one of Trisha's decks is my favorite, because each one has a purpose.
Well, it's like when people ask me, what's my favorite deck? And I'm like, you're asking me what my favorite child is.
Exactly.
Who my favorite. Yeah, I can't do that. And it's like, because they all have such unique meanings and purpose and feelings and, all of that. So,
and they're all good at different things.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. I I'm going to let you ladies, if you don't mind, I'm going to let you chat for a little bit because I have to take a short little break. So I'm going to take myself off screen, but the two of you go ahead, chat away.
Okay.
Chat. Yeah, just give me long enough to run to the bathroom and back. Okay.
We'll be fine. Marina, we will be fine.
We both love tarot and astrology.
We won't throw anything into too much disarray.
Perfect.
Or
Perfect.
Trish will be.
We'll come in like Uranus.
We promise we'll be good, Marina.
Yeah, sure you will. Be right back.
Hi, Trish.
Hi. Great to finally work. So what have you been working on your channel?
I'm sorry, what?
What have you been working on your channel?
On my channel, so I do political tarot, or what I will call here is going to be really a place for people to kind of process all of the emotions and the feelings that we're all feeling in so much of a way right now. And I mean, that really is why I do what I do, is just to kind of help us all look at the situation. And I bring a lot of laughter to it because, laughter is just, I mean, it just helps us through. I'm Gen X, and so we laugh at like that dark humor. And so it's a skill set that I have that, I'm just with that. So that's kind of more, really why I do what I do, is just to kind of help us, get through the day, look at things maybe in a little different way, and laugh a little and feel a little lighter and be able to carry on to the next day.
Yeah, and not take life so seriously.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of serious happening, but we can also find, find something lighter in the day, find something that can bring you joy.
Exactly.
And that's how
I do the weekly collective reading. So and that's focusing on what does go on around us, that heavy energy. But then I finalize it at the end with a personalized version of it on the best way to handle that energy. Understanding people around you may not be handling the energy as good as what you may be, and having respect for the people around you. Understanding people may be going through different situations. So, dealing with that kind of energies that's going on in the collective, and how each individual person is affected by those energies. Yeah. So I run that every week just to see what's going on and what's coming. And this week I focused on the astrology being the trining energy.
Trish, so I'm having a hard time hearing you again. Can you move the mic just so, because
I must have an echo. Still echoing?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Hear me now. Okay.
I think so.
How's that?
I think so. Okay, now I don't hear you at all.
I turned the mic off because I don't know if there's a second mic running somewhere, because I can hear an echo.
Yeah, but you're not cutting out, so I think that might work.
Okay, so this in the astrology, we've got this beautiful air sign trining energy. So trining energy is a positive aspect. All the planets come together to work together. In Aquarius, we have Pluto. Pluto's been there for a long time. It'll be there for about 20 years total. We have Uranus moving into Gemini this week. So that's going to be there for 7 years. That's forming a trining aspect. It's also currently conjunct with Venus. So that beautiful balancing harmonious energy sitting with Uranus. And then midweek, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to have the moon transiting through Libra, also an air sign, causing this beautiful trine energy. So I think midweek, Wednesday, Thursday this week, is going to be really harmonious energy to open up dialogue and communication with people you love. And think about what your next 5 to 7 years is going to be. So it's a good time because it's air signs. That's about your logic, it's about your communication. So it's a great time to sit down and think, where do I want to be in the next 5 to 7 years, and start making some plans and goals.
I plan to be fabulously wealthy, living on a small island where I can call on someone to bring me margarita or whatever it is that I need.
Great 7-year plan.
Yes.
Marina,
think
we
I might
hold
be out
that
there
for,
somewhere.
we hold that vision for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, seriously, I do. If that, that sounds lovely.
And you can still YouTube from an island.
And I can still YouTube from an island. And
Love it.
Yeah. It's funny that we think in terms of when I said fabulously wealthy, I need to clarify that doesn't always mean fabulously wealthy as in having unlimited funds. For me, when I say fabulously wealthy, I'm thinking of manifestation. I'm thinking about abundance in terms of joy and happiness and harmony and
Security, things you need.
yes.
Comfortable, but not wealthy. It's a different kind of energy, isn't it?
It is.
But abundance is about making sure you have. It's very Taurus. And it is very Taurus actually, because that rules money, but it's in second house. So it's also about feeling secure in your life, having like you have everything you need around you, and having the love also of people around you is a very loving energy sign as well, and having that abundance of joy, security,
yes,
and just senses being activated.
Yeah, just absolutely. Yeah, joy, happiness.
Since Tarot is my native language, it's the Pentacles, which is so like when someone is asking me in a private reading if they want like about money, I'm like, well, what is it that you want money to bring to you, and focus on that rather than just the money itself. So what is it? It's not just what can money buy, but what is it that you want to feel in your life, and that makes a better relationship with that question.
Also helps with manifestation too.
Yes.
If you're thinking more so about what it is you're trying to manifest and putting that heart energy in rather than manifesting notes, you're more likely to have the money arrive to you because you're manifesting in a more tangible way. Pentacles.
Yeah.
Taurus. Pentacles.
And you were talking about Virgo and Taurus earlier, and I'm a Virgo, so I love the conversation about Pentacles. I can talk about it all night long.
All about the earth needs and the finances, the physical body, your job.
All that grounding and Mother Earth. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. And isn't it funny we're just talking about grounding as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. And it's funny because when you think about in terms of money, there was a time when we all dealt with the physical bills, the physical coins, and it was you had to get to the bank on a Friday by a certain time and make sure that you had enough of that physical money to get you through the weekend, because if you ran out, that's it. Now, with the advent of the debit cards and whatnot, it's just it's a transaction that we don't physically see that transfer of the money. So that tells me that money, the bills, the dollars, it's an energy. That's all it is. It's an energy. And there is always enough for everyone if you don't think of it in terms of lack.
Exactly.
You can,
and that's your relationship to the energy.
Yeah. It's never one of oh well, I don't have enough for this, or I don't have enough for that. And I mean, anyone who's listened to me for a while knows, yes, I've got my little board and the thing that I see first thing in the morning and last thing at night, and that is I am now ready, willing, and able to accept abundance in all areas of my life. Financial abundance in meeting and exceeding all my needs, spiritual abundance in helping me grow on my journey, physical abundance in keeping me healthy and joyous. There isn't anything in there that is that I don't have control over.
Correct. And this is a really important topic for the topic you've chosen for this subject today about raising your light, considering the negative energy that's around us at the moment, that's focusing on scarcity, focusing on
Yes.
lack and shortage of everything. We're being this every day. We're fuel shortage, food prices rising. It's all scarcity. It's all shortage. It's all fear-based, and we're being indoctrinated and programmed by that. So here's the important part: is to understand that this is happening, and to take our power back and know that we have control about our life and our scarcity. And doing what you've done with the board that you see every day, it just strengthens that truth and that understanding of that before we get bombarded with all this fear-based scarcity energy. So I think it
Yes.
ties back the whole topic that you've brought up today.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I just, hold on, I'm going to add, there's Val. And I just noticed that for,
Trish sharing.
okay, Trish, I have you on my board here twice. Maybe that's where the echo is coming in. Are you streaming to both your channels?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I logged on twice because I thought I couldn't find the original one. Let me
Okay.
that.
All right.
I've waited right to the end.
I'm going to remove what? I did not do that. I was going to remove Trish, but there. Let's see.
I was backstage. I had an active one and a backstage one.
Okay.
And I've just sat through that entire hour, and I'm sorry to everybody that had to experience that sound, and I had to hear my voice, which wasn't pleasant. And now it's beautiful and peaceful.
There you go. See, problem solved.
Yes.
Oh,
And welcome, Val. I can't wait to hear what it is that you are going to be sharing with us now.
this is okay. This is going to be a collective. Not that it always wasn't a collective, but this is really bringing it all in. So everyone take that deep breath in through your nose and visualize light filling your heart. Pause that breath at the top. Then slowly exhale through your mouth and visualize your light going out into infinity. Beloved divine source, intelligent, infinite field that lives within all beings, we gather here as one field, one frequency, one united expression of light, no longer as individuals alone, but as a collective presence, awakening together. We recognize the light within ourselves. We recognize it within each other. And with this recognition, we amplify. In this moment, we consciously link our hearts, our energy fields, our intentions, creating a coherent field of light that expands beyond time, beyond space, beyond limitation. We become a living grid of divine frequency. I now allow my light to harmonize with this light of this group, not losing myself, but strengthening the whole. Together, we activate a wave of remembrance that moves through the collective consciousness of humanity, a wave of truth, a wave of love, a wave of awakening. We send this light outward now into the earth, into the waters, into the air, into every heart that is ready to receive effortlessly, naturally, without force. We trust the intelligence of this transmission to reach where it is meant to go, to awaken who it is meant to awaken, to shift what is ready to shift. We are not separate from the world. We are co-creators within it. And in this now moment, we choose to create through light. Let this activation ripple across timelines, across dimensions, across generations, touching past, present, and future simultaneously. Let it soften what has been hardened, illuminate what has been hidden, and awaken what has been dormant. We anchor this collective light within and deeply into the earth grid, becoming stabilizers of higher frequency and human form. We are the bridge. We are the transmission. We are the light in motion. And as this field expands, we receive as much as we give, replenished, supported, and held by the very light we transmit. It is done. It is anchored. It is in motion. So shall it be, and so it is. It is done.
It is done.
Okay.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Fabulous, Val, as always. And just to let you know, Val, that I have had a few people who have commented that, you know, some of the things that you have said, it's something that they would like to read on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah. I'm
going to remind you again that we're waiting
for the book.
For the book. And if you need help with it, let me know.
Okay.
I'm there.
Thank you for that. I'm pondering that. So I love you guys. Yeah. Bye, Trish, Sherry.
All right. We'll see you later. Thanks, Val.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
So I don't know if anybody could, had my eyes closed during that, just taking it all in. But then I realized my Frenchie's sitting here snoring. And I'm thinking, I wonder if anybody can hear the snoring and think that I'm sitting here sleeping.
No.
So I open my eyes.
No.
That's good.
Yeah.
But I'm told now the sound is good. My mic's good. So I just sat through the hour trying to talk. You know how hard it is to talk when you're hearing the echo and you can hear yourself. And now it's just lovely and peaceful. But everybody's saying sound is good.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's much, much better. And yeah, I did not notice it before because I have this little window pane that, you know, tells me who's on and who I have on stage. But if I want to see more, I have to physically scroll down. And I didn't do that until I had to let Val in. And I thought, oh, Trisha's on there twice. Gee, that's interesting.
Yeah. You were in two places at the same time.
I was. Time traveling with an echo there. Dawn says she done the same thing a couple of weeks ago.
Yes. Yeah. So, hey. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're shortly we're going to be joined by Diana Boyles, oil painter, and Valerie Bradshaw of Illumination Portal, and going to learn a little more about astrology, which is absolutely fabulous. So looking forward to that. And okay.
There's news going on right now. Have you seen the comments?
There is news. And Marina, I don't know what you want to do.
Breaking news.
I think that I appreciate that there is breaking news, and if you wanted to go and take a look at it, I do not want it to interrupt this.
That's a great idea.
Energy.
Because exactly what we were just talking about, all that stuff that bombards us with fear energy, when we're really trying to do the reverse. We're trying to get you to take your power back and shine your light.
Yes.
Okay, so those of you in the comments, thank you, and we're going to be refocusing back to, you know, shining our light. And I always say, you know, like for the resistance, I am going to say this: we're the star card. You know, it's our hopes, dreams, you know, wishes and democracy and all of that. So, you know, we're going to focus our light back into that beautiful star card. And Trish, what do you have about, you know, the astrology with the star card?
So the star card, I was just going to actually pull a card then from the tarot to see the best way to handle this situation. Because what it has done is just put a wave of fear-based energy through the comments when we've done all that hard work. And Marina, you've done that hard work for 3 hours now.
So, you know, star card, you guys, you know, those of you that are on my channel, you know, we hold those little stars of hope together as the collective. And that is what we're doing right now is we're holding the star. And Trish, I'm going to, since I was buying time for you to find the card in the deck. So
the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups says stay devoted to the purpose, your intention, the emotional energy. And the card says down the bottom, it says, are you swept up in the emotional tides?
Yes.
Do not get swept up in the emotional energy that we're seeing
Yes.
on mainstream media right now.
Exactly. And I was just going to type in, but I'll say it. Yeah, Lorraine, or don't worry about it. I fully understand that, you know, there's something is happening that you know is part of our thing, and the desire to share helps us to kind of deal with it, right? It's like a problem shared is a problem halved. So don't worry about it. We're just going to carry on with our light.
This is
exactly.
what, you know, like whenever someone says, oh, I want to learn peace. And so how do you learn peace? By everything coming at you. It's the peace is that peace within the midst of the chaos.
Yes.
So we are holding that light right here, right now, in spite of whatever is going on, that is going to continue going on. But what do we need to do right now in this moment, which is exactly what Marina is doing, which is letting our light of that beautiful star card shine out into the world, because that is what we all right here in this moment have been called to do. You guys are here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. And it's to be that light in the midst of whatever the chaos is that's going on. So we're here, and what is that light that we can collectively bring together to shine brighter out into the world?
And it's a perfect example of what we're faced with every day, with this chaotic energy hitting us, right while we're doing this, right while we're getting you to take your own power back and to armor yourself with the energy of love, because that is what the Knight of Cups represents. He armors himself in the energy of love, that heart energy. He's saying don't get swept up in the emotional tides, the scarcity, the fear-based energy. And this is the perfect example of what we've just been talking about happening in reality, and how quickly people are taken by the chaotic energy when we need to take
we are putting this into practice right now. It's like usually, you know, like we learn something and we'll like noodle on it and immerse in it, and then like and then it's go time, and it's like no, tonight we learned it and it's go time. So it's go time, people, of
in
how
real time, happening exactly as we're talking about it. So this is the opportunity now. This is going to be all over our algorithm now for weeks. We're going to be faced with this energy, the fear energy. Now's the time as light workers, each and every one of us must armor ourselves with the armor of love and raise the vibration for those who cannot.
Exactly. And it's you know, that this is a really, really good example of you know, sometimes the things that come at us are things that help us anchor ourselves, ground ourselves even further, in that something else is going on. I have a choice. I can choose to say, oh my gosh, let's go over there. Or I can choose to say, I'm okay. I'm fine here. That is not going to draw my attention away from the ritual that I'm doing, the spiritualism that I'm doing, the things that I am working on for the betterment of others. I will choose to stay in this spot. The rest, tomorrow.
Perfect example of taking your power back. You are responsible for where you put your energy.
Yes.
Yeah. And by doing that for yourself now, it's self-care. You're doing this for you now, so that whatever it is that any of us face, you know, in that next step, you've taken that time for you right now to make yourself better, stronger to handle, not just, you know, create whatever's going on, but, you know, whatever's going on in our own personal lives.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, don't be distracted. Don't be distracted by what they're throwing at us.
what else you got for us?
Well, we worked at this point. I had thought that I had Diana and Valerie on going to talk about astrology, but neither one of them is here. So either and I just checked the email and I haven't heard anything from them. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the next hour. Hey, I'm ready to go with whatever happens to come in.
We are just here exhibiting all kinds of learning lessons in the moment. And this is just a beautiful space, Marina. I'm just so grateful to be in
being
this.
present. That's what I got told to do.
Yes.
Just be present in the energy on what is happening right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have Valerie backstage. Hello, Valerie.
Hi, ladies.
Just waiting for Diana. So, yeah, look, we've got Valerie's astrology. We've got Trisha's astrology. Sharon knows about. Hey.
I just caught the end. I have my granddaughter, so I wasn't really focusing. But Diana, she just had a hip replacement. She's very tired, so she went up and down stairs a lot today for the first time. So
she may or may not join us.
She's not. Yeah, she said she texted you. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I thought it was 9:15. I thought I was all right on time. I'm sorry if I'm late.
That's fine.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect timing.
I am going to go ahead and slip on out if that's okay. And Trish, it was lovely spending time with you. Yeah. Valerie, I will be watching on the live stream, and Marina, I will see you the next time we collaborate. So
absolutely. Thank you for being here, Sherry. All right. Bye. Thanks,
Sherry. I'm going to pop out now as well. Thanks, Sherry. Thank you, Marina. And I'm going to watch it. I'll have the show on in the background while I'm cleaning my house.
Okay. And while you're doing that, Trish, towards the end in the next 45 minutes hour, Elspeth Tremblay, a fellow Aussie, is going to be joining me. Her channel is the Painting Healer.
Oh.
And very, very interesting in what she does. And yeah, both of you are very creative in your own way. So
excellent. I look forward to hearing that one. I'll be listening in the background. Thank you so much, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your show.
Excellent. We'll see you soon, Trish. Bye for now. Okay. So, Chica, it's you and me. What do you want to talk about? Oh, you're muted.
What in the world? I was having a cat issue, or cats. They just, everything's kind of ramped up, right? We have a big day tonight, a big evening, let's say. In an hour, well, less than an hour, 9:51 Eastern, Uranus will enter Gemini for good for the next 7 years. Now, he's been in Taurus for the last 7 years. We're totally different energies, right? Taurus is earth and likes to get comfortable, but we had to learn. Well, let me say this about Uranus. Uranus is a game changer, right? He doesn't follow the rules. Things are changing, and you never know what that really means with Uranus. But it is always in the highest benefit for humanity's growth. Uranus rules Aquarius, and that is all about freedom, and it's all about us maintaining our sovereignty, right? Yes. So we can see all these changes that have been going on, and in the last year and a half, maybe all the outer planets changed signs. Very rare. I haven't heard anyone come up with a time period in history where that's happened in these signs in this way. Yes. This is truly epic. We're in new energy. We're creating that new era, and Uranus in Gemini is going to help us do that, right?
Yes.
Our mental abilities are just going to be, just off the chart. But it really helps us if we stay in the moment.
Yes.
The minute you get out of the moment, you kind of mess yourself up. And with Gemini, is air signs, very fast. It loves to learn. It's curious. It's, the sign of the twins. And okay, so there's duality, right? But we aren't in the old energy anymore, the old era, the old constructs of how we had to behave in society and follow these certain rules, and they weren't for humanity's best interest at the time. So this is the game changer, because Pluto went into Aquarius. Okay, again, Uranus rules Aquarius, and Pluto in Aquarius is going to be any minute now in a trine, which is harmonious with Uranus and Gemini. And that's going to play out for quite a while, because they're at those low degrees of 0 to 5 degrees of the signs. So this is literally a whole new era is being birthed.
Yeah.
And there's
nothing
the ones.
you can go back to and say, 35,000 years ago during this. So we get to create it. I think that's the interesting part, is there's nothing that we have to go by. There's nothing that we have to refer to. We get to create it.
Yeah. Well, this is truly, it is us coming together. And you can pretty much see, when we're looking at the outside world, they're doing everything to take our focus off of this beautiful transition that's happening. We're transforming, we're evolving as a species. And they capital letters, and they're doing what they can to try to prevent that from happening. So this is the real reason, to maintain your focus, because with that Uranus and Gemini, what's going to happen is our thoughts, beliefs, perceptions are going to expand. We're sitting in this new frequency, but we're not used to it. So we keep going back to the old stuff. Let's do it the old way. Well, we know it doesn't work, so, and change is scary. This is scary, but we get to write the rules. We get to write this whole thing going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And the concept, and I think a lot of us have been feeling it, that things are changing, and it's always easier to fall back on what you know, because there's an expectation of, if A happens and I do B, C is the outcome, and I know what C is all about. I know what to anticipate with C. Right? So because all of this is new, we can look at it as, I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm afraid of what's going to happen next, or, oh, goody.
I know. And I like the oh, goody part, because as we expand our minds, right? Gemini is the mental activity, how we receive information, how we share information. And we can see how information has just accelerated in the last 20 years. But the thing is, we have been acclimating to that. We have been stabilizing in that. And if you just take the time to just be in your heart for a second, remain in the moment, you'll know what to do, because your heart is guiding you. And as we're creating this new era, the thing is that it really would benefit us immensely if we realize that there is a higher frequency available to us, that these rules are all different, but what it is, and I don't want to say it's simple, but it is.
Yes.
The minute the minute you decide on whatever that is, Spirit opens the door. And you can see the trail. You can follow the trail. And it's trusting yourself, trusting your heart, trusting and having faith and belief in Spirit.
Yep.
And be, of course, the foundation for ourselves has to be strong in self-love, self-acceptance, and authenticity. And if you have that, you create the life of your dreams, really.
Exactly. And there is no fear about, or at least to me, about, well, here we are, we're going to be enlightened, but what about the people that are down here and that haven't been enlightened? They can't see this frequency. They're very uncomfortable in this frequency. They don't want to come here.
Right.
So, we don't have to worry about, they're going to follow us into this. No, they're not. This, it's like, would you go have a bath in a sulfur pond? No, because that's not. Yeah. So.
Yeah, the lower, okay, my guides had explained this to me. The lower frequency, the dense frequency, I separate it like this, and I really mean no judgment, but we have to have discernment.
Yes.
Is heartless and soulless, and that's a very small group, but they have what seems like they've had the power for over 26,000 years. They know how to manipulate and gaslight and all that stuff, right? But they cannot raise in frequency like we can. So but we have this benefit. We have the power of choice. And if you're looking at what are they doing constantly, you're not going to see your way forward. You're just going to because they're good at what they do. They promote fear and the sky's falling and everything else. Well,
it's worked for 1,000 and 1,000 and 1,000 years.
And it really has. So it's intimidating. Every day I go through it, and every day I'm like, okay. And I think most of us here, we're all psychic. I want to just put that out there. You have the ability to guide Mother, Father, God, whoever resonates with your heart in unconditional love and truth. And you have that connection. We all have this connection. It is a matter of trusting it. It sounds crazy to a lot of people. What are they talking about? What are they doing? Those that are heart-centered and soul-centered that haven't waken up yet, this is what this is about. That Gemini, this is going to start showing there's something different here. Those people, they are going to come along. It's just everybody on their own, in their own divine timing. It's really cool. I mean, Spirit, there isn't any. I have no fear of it. I used to.
Yes.
I used to sit here and just wring my hands and be like, oh, but I don't know. I can't see. And it's like, you can't see until you step towards it, then you'll see it. And once I finally got that, and I did that, and now it never fails. If your heart is resonating with something and you just take a step towards it, even writing it down or something simple, burning a candle will help you to, it's like, okay, this is pretty cool. Okay, I kept getting, I've been getting this for years, but now, especially with this transit coming up tonight, this aspect, you know how they say the fast is the speed of light? I keep getting faster than the speed of thought.
Yes.
And our abilities are just we're going to have we already do. We have that immediate connection to our team. They're right there. They're our guides. Our guides came in here to help us and guide us through that very dark density that we're just coming out of, and we didn't know it until, and I'd say 20 years. I mean, some of us knew a little sooner, but this is all new territory. And that territory is, I mean, it's almost so simple. It's unbelievable.
Yes.
And that's where I think we all get stuck. Like, no, it can't be that simple. And, and every time I would go towards it, and it would be, I would just be like, oh my God, you're just mind's blown.
I know. And that, good night, Lorraine. Thank you for being here. It reminds me in some ways of, when Val and I get together every Thursday to do the messages for light workers.
Mm-hmm.
Right from the very beginning, we have never discussed what messages we got or what we're going to talk about until 10-15 minutes before we're ready to go live. And each one of us, we started off in the faith that the messages would come in.
Yeah.
And the more that we believed in the messages that would come in, the more that the messages come in. So after 175 episodes.
Oh my God.
Yes. As on Thursday, on the 30th, it will be episode 175. That's 175 Thursdays in a row.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And I'm always surprised that I'm surprised.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. And don't you stay, like, you'll find that you stay in this state of awe.
Yes.
You're just like, I was just thinking about that, and here's 3 options for me not 5 minutes later. And it could be anything. It could be anything. Tiniest little thing to a big thing. And you're just sitting there going, oh my gosh. But as much as I wish that, and this is why we do shows, right? That Diane and I do the same thing. We never really talk about stuff. And the astrology is, astrology is one thing, but we're psychic intuitive astrologers, and she's seeing something that maybe I'm not seeing. So we always come in with fresh information. But astrologies don't want to make it to, astrological talk, right? You don't want to go in, okay, this is transiting this and this and this and this. I mean, okay, so when a transit is happening, it's like 2 planets are moving, and they're doing, like, this is a long transit, this one today, with Uranus and Gemini and Pluto in Aquarius. These are huge players. Mm-hmm. These make new worlds. This is what this is about. And it's going to be there. Wow, they're going to have this. I believe it plays out for the next 5 years. I mean, it's pretty big. Mm-hmm. And then we have a minor grand trine coming up, air trine. Everything's air or fire. The air, when you receive downloads, it's coming through the ether, comes in. So these downloads, this information is just going to just be there. You're going to ask, why is this happening? And all of a sudden, it's just going to pop there, and you're going to have that information. And this is the cool thing of what is happening. And I really wish I could put better words to it. But as we had Uranus and Taurus, we had to, we were guided. They don't want me to say had to. We were guided to embrace change. Taurus doesn't like change. And this was physical, safety, security change, and that is not easy. And how do you get good with that? So over these 7 years we've all evolved within it, whether or not we can really see it or not. But that's helped us learn how to ground into Mother Earth, and we stay anchored. Now the mind comes in. Now, first and foremost, the heart is the one with the signals. So the heart's in the middle. You're grounded. You're following the heart, and then the mind and the heart connect. the mind and the root and
Yes.
the connection to earth. It is it is, and it's, we've been slowly but surely clicking these into place more and more and more. And we're always a work in progress. I don't think there's a
Yes.
day we say, oh, here, we made it and we're done. So,
No, yeah. I
yeah,
don't think that is ever going to happen. At least I hope it never happens,
I
because
know.
there's always something new.
Yeah,
There's,
always. And you take the magic away. It's the
yeah,
magic. It's the mystery, right?
yes,
It's discovering, oh wow, I didn't know that. So I'm always in that mood. And we're going to, this is,
yeah,
this is the teacher and the student energy too. And we're all teachers and students. And we all have those things that we want to learn about. This is the best time. This is going to be, I mean, you're not, and I can say this about every transit, you just
yeah,
won't recognize yourself at the end. And this
yeah,
is truly because that spring equinox, that was the demarcation point of old era, old
yes,
constructs, new era. And Pluto in Aquarius is about dismantling the abusive systems that
yeah.
have really
And that,
tortured society, you know?
yeah, that's how you make change. There are
Mm.
some things in life that, I need to watch my diet. I'm diabetic, so that means I'm going to take certain things out of my
Mm.
diet and so on. Those are things that, that are fairly easy to control. But then there's other things that we can't. It's like, oh, what's it? What? Okay, good example. Um, I can't walk for any length of time because I have breathing issues, and I have breathing issues because I'm a smoker.
Mm.
So the answer to that isn't to cut down on the smoking, it's to stop, right?
Mm.
So it's that we can make changes to the diet, that might work.
Mhm.
And then something is, no, it has to come to an end.
Mm.
Um, you can't adjust it
Mm.
in a way that is going to be favorable or whatever. So,
Mhm.
it's like, remember the old Star Trek, and the things that happened on Star Trek, and the idea of the when they had their communicators, and they would
Glad.
flip it, right? Scotty, beam me up.
I'm so glad you brought that up because that's what's coming in. Uranus is innovative and inventive, right? Like
Yes.
the last time Uranus was in Gemini was in 1941 to 1949.
Yeah.
And it's usually during, and he was there with the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War II. He
Yeah.
starts out uh, serious, but because he's there, things innovate and change, and we you know how it is when you're healing. You're it's layer by layer, right?
Exactly.
And that's really on a big scale. We're healing the war wound. A lot of that is in there.
Yeah.
But in the 40s, they created radar. They created
Yes.
atomic bombs. Now, that's that old energy, though, that old mentality. Well, now we have the internet. We have super fast uh, information all the time, and this is when you said the communicators.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what we have.
Yes. Yes.
And it's just the innovations are going to be really off the charts. And I don't want to pretend like nothing's happening out in the world and it looks bad, but honestly, it is perception. And if you can look at it like, okay, well, they're still playing out the war games. And those, each of us are a soul, and we signed up for wherever it is we are.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that in a cold way. It just is what it is. There is different, I don't know everything, spirit knows what's going on. But this Uranus in Gemini, I mean, Uranus has always been considered the messenger of the gods. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Aquarius, where Pluto is the truth seeker. Uranus is always about freedom. And anytime we have these combinations, right? And now Neptune in Aries is there. This is about human rights.
Yes.
And the ability to keep our rights and our freedoms. And nothing can really tell us that we're free or not. But unfortunately, in the old era, the old energy, they got together and every government decided to do whatever it is they did. But that's what we're evolving out of. New media is going to come in, and we can already see that with the smaller people coming in, and really their channels are getting big and huge because they're telling the truth.
Yes.
And that's what I want to get to. The bottom line of this is that how do we tell truth from lies? Because it's they can make videos, they can say this happened over here and have a video and sound, and you think it happened, and it may not have happened at all. And that's where we can control our focus. Okay, if I don't know if for a fact it's true, I can't give it any of my energy. Why would I?
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But to me, anything that is based in fear isn't real, because anything that I hear that is that fear based. My first question is, why is this person or this station or this whatever, why are they sharing that information with me? What's in it for them? And is there any way for me to verify that without going directly to that particular source?
Right.
What's their motivation?
Yeah, we have to vet everything. We do. We have to. And look, something just happened, and I don't want to bring it up because this is about shining your light, but this is the reality of what's happening. Apparently, somebody shot at the oh goodness, what's it called? The correspondence dinner, where they have all the media, right? The media is there. But see, to me, they know. Okay, and I'm going to say this: the heartless, soulless know astrology too. They know that in 20 minutes, Uranus is going to change signs. And what better way to start that transit off in their world than triggering things with triggers?
Exactly. And really, without getting into the muck of it, because when it first happened, we did have some people who commented on it, and we said no, we're not going to deal with that. But this show of hands, how many people didn't see this coming? It's in a world that is filled with misinformation and with losses and failures and so on. This I would have been more shocked if nothing happened.
Me too. And that's just it, right? They're so used to pre-planning events.
Yes.
And they're so used to us falling for it. Well, when we were in that more dense energy, we were just expecting our government to tell us the truth. Well, now everybody knows that's not what's going on anymore.
Exactly.
And for you to now, you have to prove things to me, and they won't even allow the media to speak the truth. And those
No.
that do that cross over into the truth really put their lives and their loved ones' lives at risk with these people. But this is just it. We can't go into the fascists. Fascists thrive on fear, right? Innocent potato.
Yes.
We can't allow them to intimidate us. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to say what's going on, and I'm not even pointing fingers at it. I'm just saying it's predictable AF, you know.
Exactly. We, like I said, I would have been shocked beyond belief if nothing happened.
I think it was planned, Mary Starshine. Honestly, I do. Mm-hmm.
Of course it was, and it's just a matter of when we find out. But we are anything, like I said, anything that wants me to react out of fear, I don't believe.
I love it.
There are, I'm standing on a street corner. I am going to look in both directions before I just cross the street because I'm fearless. No, you do. You look in both directions. Yeah. But if the road is clear, you don't have to stop every foot and double check again. You just keep going.
Right.
So, yeah, this is.
And they're predictable, and it's to the point where it's just ridiculous. Yeah. You just look at it like, are you serious? You think people really, and they got like a small group, and even that group is mostly paid for chatbots.
Yes.
Did you ever see those chatbot rooms? Now there's the downside, right? There's the downside of Gemini or communications and, air sign. And of course we're still in duality and we're still navigating through that, and it's up to us to be the discerning ones, and that requires emotional intelligence. If you hear something and it puts you into a ball on the floor, you're not doing yourself any favors. You're not doing yourself any favors.
Yeah, you can't conceive a future when you're living in fear, when it doesn't feel like, well, okay, if I try this, this might work. These are the last, it's kind of like the last days of the Roman Empire.
It is. It really is. Oh my God.
Yeah. When the writing's on the wall, you know that you're going to be fired from your job. You're not going to have any place that you need to be on Monday because clearly they don't want you there. Well, what are you going to do? Well, maybe you turn over a couple tables and maybe you call out the boss on the way out, and maybe you walk out going, oh yeah, well, F you everybody, I never liked this place. And at that point, does it mean anything? No.
Yeah,
it's more about you than about anything else.
Right. So. And that's exactly what we're going through, right? We have to have that discernment, the ability to stop and pause and take a breath in a moment whenever you hear something and really think. And this is this is where they're masters. They're masters at. And to find the truth is getting harder and harder, which that's not going to last long. I keep hearing there's a new media, there's a new way to understand the truth, and I'm believe me, it's one of my big focuses with Spirit. It's so important because we have people who are literally, and many, we all were for thousands of years. We were put in these fear. We lived in, what's that called when you're in fight or flight all the time and your nervous system is just screaming at the top, right? And this, you got to take this and just calm down. And this is air, so this is electrifying. Uranus is electrifying. Something was going to pop off like this somewhere. But you can, if you know astrology and you want to induce fear in people, This is what you do. And somebody put up here the French Revolution. We are really in a lot of that energy. Again, it's the layers of it coming off with Uranus and Gemini in United States Sibley chart, the United States birth chart. Uranus is at 8 degrees. Now that's not going to happen until next year because he moves so slow. But we had Pluto in Capricorn, then went into Aquarius. This is what all this shakeup's about. Aquarius is like, no, this is in freedom, because here's the bottom line. You are either for freedom or for enslavement at this point, and abuse. And anything you hear, like you just said, is it going to help free me and humanity? Is it doing anything positive? And that's where we have the choice. And really, your body is a truth. You can feel
the truth.
Yeah. You know that, and you get better and better at it the more that you just pause and take that moment. Something doesn't sound right. But you don't want, we're such beautiful souls. We're heart-centered, soul-centered. We're empaths, most of us. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. We don't want, so we give people all kinds of room, to do what they're going to do. And that's okay. We are in a split in reality. Some are going to stay, and this is no judgment, and that soul is on that soul path, wants to stay in the third, in the density. Most here are going, we're straddling 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all day. And you start to stabilize. We stabilizing in higher and higher frequencies. Think about just where you are now, and go back to 2012 and look at the difference that
Exactly. So I just noticed that Elspeth, the painting healer, is backstage.
Oh,
so if you are not familiar with her, Valerie, I think you're going to enjoy this. So if you are ready, Ms. Elspeth, I'm going to bring you on stage. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you
Absolutely.
feel me?
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely. So Elspeth, meet Valerie Bradshaw of Illumination Portal. She's an astrologer.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. I love your name.
Thank you.
Yes. And Elspeth is, the painting healer. She's an intuitive, she's a psychic, she's a painter, and rather than tell you about Elspeth,
and a musician.
I'm going to let Elspeth tell you people what she does, because it's absolutely fabulous. And for those of you that are not familiar with her, I do have the link to her channel in the description of the video, as I do for everyone. So please, please, please make sure that you go over and like, share, and subscribe to all the channels. But here we go, Miss Elspeth. The stage is yours.
I'm so excited to be here. This is a thrill. It's my first time.
Well, we're glad to have you and hope that you will join us again.
Absolutely.
This is where we get to share all that positivity and keep that love, light, compassion, and unity sparked for anyone, anywhere in the world that needs it.
Wonderful.
Right? We send it out into the universe. Who needs it? Have at it.
Who doesn't need it? Nobody. We all need it.
Absolutely.
We've got to stay connected to it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So tell the good folks a little bit about what you do.
Sure. Well, I do a lot of things. I've been called a Renaissance woman before, and I think that fits. My name is just as old as that. I'm an artist. I'm a psychic. I'm a medium. I'm a healer. I'm a musician, and I like to make food. So it's basically, I'm an uplifter. I'm a Sagittarius with a lot of Scorpio. So I feel things very deeply, and then I need to express them and change them into something that is good and useful and fun. And, you know, I've just gone about the business of making sure that that's all I'm doing in all ways. So at the moment, I am very busy doing psychic paintings. And I'm absolutely thrilled because I feel like I've finally arrived at the destination that I've been trying to, I've seen it in my mind's eye, but I haven't seen examples of it. But the time has met me at the perfect, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
This is what pictures and music is my forte. Words are like, so what I do is, someone will present me with a question or topic, or they'll say free range, just let whatever comes through. I'll take that, and I will, first of all, no matter what they want to know, their guides are going to have stuff to give them anyway. I mean, they don't realize, but they were inspired to come to me from their own agents in the sky that have a message, and they're coming through me because, well, I'm going to put a positive spin on it. If there's anything negative, I'm going to go around it and find the most positive outcome. I'm not interested in anything else.
Yep.
There are plenty of other fear mongers, and I've seen them all.
Right.
And I think that that's sloppy work, because as an artist, there are no mistakes. In fact, if you make a mistake, I paint with watercolor because I like the challenge. The water has like a life of its own, and it will go where it wants to go. It's like herding kittens on the page, and I like that. It keeps me present and focused. And so if I accidentally spill, or the water goes somewhere I wasn't expecting it to, I work with it. It's a dance. It's an opportunity for something even more interesting to unfold. So what I do is, someone comes to me and they're like, please give me a reading. Okay, well, I'm gonna sit in meditation with it, and that's when the visuals just start flooding. It's like I get a lucid dream. And I know when the meditation is finished the same way I know when a painting is finished. You just feel it. It's like when you're cooking and you're like, that's it. Don't cook it any longer. It'll spoil. No more salt.
Yes.
It's just like that. It's like, I've got enough information. All right, let's go. And then I hit the page and I turn on the camera and I start painting. As I start painting, then I just describe what I was seeing and the messages that were coming through. And it's often out of sequence. It's not like an analog film. It's like digital. The scenes are in the future, in the past. And sometimes they're just markings to give a context. I often find that there's a lot of very specific information that I don't know what it means, but I'm learning, and I won't ever stop learning, no matter how weird it is or trivial. It's important to mention it because it could be very meaningful for the receiver. And those little details are like garnishes on top of the meal that I'm serving up that will let them know who the message is from. They'll have their own meaning, and it's not for me to always know. I absolutely delight and thrill if they want to share anything at all at the end, but it's none of my business. My business is to be the best correspondent I can be. And at the end, they get a painting, and that's my personal gift from Elspeth, because I'm a Sagittarian. I just love giving gifts. It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's like, I really there are a lot of psychics and mediums, and you could go to a lot of different ones. But what I personally wanted, I left my home country 20 years ago, and I've experienced a self-imposed loneliness because I wanted to stretch myself and meet as many people as I could from different backgrounds. And I, but it was kind of a lonely trek,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that has really helped me, but it made me appreciate when someone genuinely wants to make a connection with no agenda.
Yes.
I feel it, and I want to do that too. I want people to know that I took that time and I considered them and I was fully engaged, even though I may not know them. I put myself in their shoes. I did a remote view as if I was them. I felt their feelings. I get very emotional. Gosh, last week I cried my eyes out in one of the readings, not because it was sad, because the person coming through was so full of love that it was impossible for me to not cry. It felt like the healthy thing to do was to let the damn tears through, because it was just my body receiving that very pronounced message. And those little markings reassure me that I'm on the right track. Whether it resonates with them or not my business, and maybe it'll reveal to them later. But that's the human part of it. And in this day and age with AI and robots and stuff, I'm like, great. I'm going to bring the human connection back even more. Let me send you a homemade painting. And if we become friends, then I'll probably give you a loaf of hot bread out of the oven too, because
Exactly. Yeah.
the psychic bread baker is coming next to a neighborhood. No,
Near
just kidding.
Perfect. Oh my gosh. Let me bring Val in here. Hello, my dear.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Great to
Hi,
meet
Elspeth. Hi,
everyone.
Valerie.
Hello. This has been so much fun and so uplifting that Elspeth, let me just show this. Ivana Intuitive. Ivana said, recently had a reading with Elspeth and she is excellent. The painting was the icing on the cake. Thank you,
very
Ivana.
much.
Thank you. There you go. So, folks, I encourage you to please go and take a look at Elspeth's channel. Look at her work. Look at what she's done. She's just the feeling that I get from Elspeth is what you see is what you get. There is no pretension there.
Right.
There's nothing. That's a little dark, or maybe she might be trying to get her way in to do that. No, it's just,
I mean, I have a sense of humor. Like I said, I got a lot of Scorpio, but it's just for tea. That's it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, very lovely human being. Very, someone that I would trust her with my bank password. Okay. Just saying.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that, and same goes. I'll let's exchange bank details afterwards.
Yes. Totally. So Val, thank you for coming on now, as we're just at the top of the hour for the people on the Pacific Coast.
Yes.
And yeah, as Val does the final intention and the prayer, and we ask you to go out, turn on your porch lights, shine your light, be positive, be all that you can be.
Be all that you can be.
Yes, absolutely.
I noticed that my internet's lagging, so hopefully you can still hear my voice if it lags in between. But this is about integration and embodiment, the living activation. So I just want you all to take that deep breath in, light filling your heart. Holding that breath at the top. And then exhale slowly through your mouth and visualize that light going out into infinity. Beloved divine source, sacred presence that walks with me as me, I return fully into my body, grounded, present, aware. And all that has been activated within me today, I now gently receive. I do not chase it. I do not question it. I allow it to integrate with ease and grace. Every shift, every opening, every remembrance finds its perfect place within me now. I honor my body as the vessel of this light. I honor my life as the pathway for its expression. I no longer separate the spiritual from the human. I live as both, fully unified. I trust that what has been activated today will continue to unfold naturally in my thoughts, in my choices, in my relationships, in my daily moments. I release the need to hold onto the high of this experience, and instead I anchor its truth in my everyday being. I am the same light here. I am as I am and anywhere. I carry this frequency into my home, my conversations, my creations, my presence in the world, gently, naturally, authentically. I give myself permission to integrate as my own, at my own pace, in my own way. In perfect divine timing, I trust the intelligence of my soul to continue guiding me forward. I trust that nothing is lost, only expanded. I am supported. I am held. I am aligned. And as I walk forward from this space, I do so as a living embodiment of the light, not in effort, but in truth. With gratitude in my heart, I seal this activation now, fully received, fully integrated, fully alive within me. So shall it be, and so it is. It is done.
It is done. Oh,
Right.
Wonderful.
fabulous, fabulous, Val.
Huh?
As always. Now, most of you know I'm not a very emotional person, but yeah, I felt that.
I felt it as I was saying it. Just
That
so
was
I think
beautiful.
that went deep
Yes.
for everyone.
Yes.
So I really am glad to participate in this and glad to share this energy, this space. So I'm the one who's thankful, and all of you. Thank you, Elspeth. I love what you're doing. Valerie, as
Love what
always,
you're
you
doing
are
too.
a master astrologer.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love you guys. So I'll let you go, and bye everyone.
Thank you.
Love you
Thank
too,
you,
Val.
Val.
Bye. Thank you.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll be in touch. So here we are at the top of the hour. We have lit up all of North America with the turn on your porch lights, put a lamp in the window and whatnot. And I know if Cheryl 99 is still with us, she said she was going to hold the spot for Hawaii. So yeah, she'll be doing her thing on there. And oh my gosh, well, I can't think of anything better to end this event on than that fabulously wonderful prayer. That was
Beautiful.
yeah. You
Beautiful.
don't mess with perfection. You know when the cake is done. So I do want to say thank you to those of you who have joined us, who have spent the last 4 hours here with us. Love each and every one of you. I hope that you'll be able to join us next month. which is going to be on May 30th. That's the last Saturday in the month. So, just watch for the notices and all that good stuff. And yeah, much love to each and every one of you. Have a fabulous rest of the weekend. Take this good energy and just enjoy it. Just live in it. Just wear it like a jacket. Wear it like something you're proud of, right? Yes. Yeah.
Valerie,
all light workers.
I have a question for you, Valerie. Isn't May 30th? Isn't that a full moon in Sagittarius?
It sure is. It's a blue moon too. It's
wow,
a blue moon.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, 2 full moons in May. May's a big month. I mean, tonight's big, right? We got Uranus changing signs.
Yes.
It's the last one to change signs, but yeah, stick with these feelings that Marina and Val bring in and Elspeth brings in. I mean, it's important to choose and decide what you prefer to experience.
Yes.
None of that other crap. Yeah, the crap's there and we can always check in on it, but come back to you. This is so important right now.
That's right. Use that fertilizer to make beautiful roses.
Yes.
Right on. Fabulous. Fabulous.
Love it.
Okay. So ladies, don't go anywhere. I'm going to do the outro, but please stay with me, and to the rest of you, thank you for doing this. I love knowing you're here. So
Thank you.
Have a great one, everyone. All right, take care, and we'll see you next month.